It's time for Sports Day.
Beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day.
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
March Madness is here, and we were treated here in South Florida to a good game last night, especially if you're a Hurricanes fan. They did what they were supposed to do. Where you at? I am Dan Day, along with my cousin Vladimir Louison. We have been impressed all year long with Jay Lucas, with his coaching, with his team, with their toughness, with their mental fortitude, with just basically everything. And last night, that all came together. That was a solid win for the Miami Hurricanes over the quote-unquote home team, although I don't totally buy into that, Missouri Tigers. Vlad, there was very few points in that game where I worried about the outcome that would be Miami as a victor.
I mean, Missouri didn't shoot the ball well.
Miami was a better team.
Miami was definitely the better team. Their key players from Missouri didn't step up late, while Miami's key players did. Donaldson, Renault he was everywhere, inside, outside. He hit some couple big threes late in the game. Donaldson was great. Henderson was absolutely, to me, he was the guy dunking on everyone, just going strong to the in the paint. It's a great win for Miami. It was a really good win, and yes, even though it wasn't a home crowd for Missouri, but it was a lot of Missouri supporters there. So
yeah,
but they won the game. They were the better team, and they advanced to play Purdue tomorrow afternoon.
That's just kind of the MO of this Miami team all year long. They've just made big plays when they need big plays. They're mentally and physically tough. They've got the talent, and they've got the headspace to do things. And that's a testament to what Jay Lucas and the guys have done, because this is a team that easily we could have said, nobody was on the team last year. It's going to take some time to gel. This is a bridge year. Jay Lucas needs to get his system implemented. No, they hit the ground running, and they're not stopping. And look, Purdue has a history in the tournament not exactly playing up to their standard. Miami goes in there tomorrow morning. I call it morning, 12:10.
Well, it'll be tomorrow morning for them because it'll be 11:10.
True.
St. Louis time.
Yes. So maybe you get in there a little sleepy. Maybe they're feeling themselves. A lot of people have Purdue coming out of the West.
It's nasty, bro. How they play the last game Friday night,
and then they turn around and play the first game Sunday.
Yeah, because that game didn't end till midnight for them.
Yeah. It was fun. It's been a fun tournament, by the way. We've had a lot of Cinderella stories.
Some great games.
Some unbelievable games at endings and close finishes.
Well, if you watch the early games are better than the primetime games.
I've been enjoying the early games.
Yeah. That Kentucky Santa Clara game was pretty good.
They asked, what is his name? O'Day. Afterwards, they go, is this the best game you ever been in? He goes, I'm not going to lie. it was.
From Kentucky?
Kentucky, yeah. They said, is this the best game you've ever played in? He goes, I'm not going to lie. It was. That was a wild game. Santa Clara, by the way, fought very, very hard. Maybe should have won the game.
The
but
Fighting Steve Nash's.
They did not. Yeah. They hadn't been in the tournament for 30 years, and they were 3 seconds away. And we're going to get into that later on. Maybe they got cheated. Maybe they cheated themselves a little bit in that game. They're not using their smartest basketball tactics, and that'll cost you sometimes. But we're worried about this Miami Hurricanes team. Breakfast, or at least lunch, with the Miami Hurricanes and the Purdue Boilermakers. Maybe you can have a couple Boilermakers while you watch that game, although that would be kind of cheating on your Miami Hurricanes. Maybe you got some Hurricanes while you watch the game on a Sunday morning. Get right with the Lord and then watch the Hurricanes game.
You get right with the Lord and then get right with alcohol? Is that what you're saying afterwards?
Oh, you can do that. You can do whatever you want. It's your Sunday fun day. Long day of basketball. Long days of basketball, but good long days of basketball. As we right now, Michigan, Dusty May, formerly of FAU, Michigan and St. Louis are playing right now. And St. Louis trying to fight back in this game. 46-39 as it gets close to halftime. So we're going to be monitoring all
Take
the
the over.
Take
the total.
The over. What is the over? Like 60?
No, because it's like what 85 right now. That's probably gonna be like 180, 175 probably. But before the game, it's probably 160. Okay, 162.
Well, so yeah, man, this good stuff going on. We got to get into a lot of stuff. We got the Dolphins who are making moves.
They're trading everybody.
And they're eating a lot of money, and they're trading a lot
more
of people.
More dead cap than anybody.
Than a record dead cap space. I wish I could I wish. I mean, goodness
I
gracious.
thought the Jets had the record, and you guys just surpassed us.
Yeah, if you're a Dolphins fan, you're winning at something. Maybe not winning, maybe losing at something. Well, you're used to losing. That's
But,
just absolutely horribleness.
Yeah, they traded Jalen Waddle.
And we have to get into that, what that means for us and the Broncos, by the way.
It means you guys are gonna have a lot of young, cheap players.
There is a rumor.
You're gonna have a lot of young, cheap players.
I was scouting along the lines, and Dolphins, this is the thing. I have to believe the Dolphins so far, this new regime, they've said what they've said, and they've done exactly what they've said. But there is now a rumor that in the next 72 hours, Devon Achane will be on the move. I'm going to believe this organization because so far what they say they do. So they say he is not available for trade. But there's a rumor, 72 hours. Be careful.
I also heard there was Jalen Waddle was available for a trade as well.
But then again, this organization did say, I'm sorry, this regime did say everyone on the roster is tradable. We heard it on this show.
Yeah, if it's beneficial for the team, they're going to do it. And here's the thing. You have to understand Devon Achane wants to get paid.
Yes.
And if he's not given an extension, he's going to sit out.
You do have to understand, too, Devon Achane, not through any fault of his own, is part of the old regime. And this new regime has shown they don't really want anything to do with the old regime. You walk into a room of total strangers, and let's be honest, right, as of now, not a whole lot of talent and weapons, and you want to get paid, and you're probably being told, we're not paying you. You might be
not
open
the
to a
money
trade.
that he wants. He wants top 5 running back.
You might be open to a trade.
Right. And you're going to look for a trade for a team who's going to give you that money because he's going to want an extension. Like, you got to figure he's not going to go to minicamp.
Nope.
Right? He's not going to go to OTAs. He's not going to go to, or he'll probably come to camp if he's still on the roster. But what is it? Sit in? He's going to sit in
practice.
Right.
And the thing about Devon Achane, he's a Texas guy. So these Texas guys have a little different mentality, but also your agents and people start getting you and saying, you can't practice. You cannot practice.
You have no money.
Yeah, you can't practice. I'm looking out for you. I know you want to be a Texas guy and, play till you die. And
I believe this regime and the scouting that the personnel that they have, they feel that the 2027 draft is going to be one of the greatest draft classes in the history of the NFL. And I think they want to have as many picks that they can from next year's draft to put a team together that for the next 5 years with all this talent, before you have to worry about the, giving guys extensions and stuff like that, you're going to have a great nucleus of talent. I believe in them. I believe in.
I don't think they're looking at the 2027 draft. I think they're looking at the 2026 draft where they have 10 picks in the first 3 rounds, including
That's
2
great.
first-round picks.
And you could use that to move up and move down. But I also think they want to have as many picks as, dude, look how many teams have 2 first-round picks in this year's draft and in next year's draft. Okay? And I think there's certain teams that if they're able to move down, swap picks in this year's draft, so a team can move up and then get another first-round pick in next year's draft or second-round pick. They want to have as many draft picks in the first 3 rounds of this year and next year's draft, but I really think next year's draft. And if they can do that, I think you guys will be able to draft some great talent.
I was out at 26 Degree Brewing in Pompano Beach like I am on Wednesdays talking to my friend Dolphin Dave, and I was like, I wouldn't trade Waddle unless it was a top 15 pick. I'm going to go off that right now and say if someone offers the Dolphins a first-round pick, either this year or next, probably make that move and trade Devon Achane. I'm sorry, Devon Achane, not Waddle. Devon Achane for a first-round pick. I said top 15 first.
Are you going to get a first-round pick for Devon Achane, though?
That's the thing. For a running back, that wants to get paid, that you're going to have to pay. You have to really believe in him. And his size does come into a factor. Like you and I said, size catches up to everybody in the big leagues. But that's what I'm saying. If the Dolphins, I think if they get a first-round pick in this year or next year's, they're willing to move Devon Achane and say, you know what? We believe in our drafting ability and what we can do, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Plus, like they said, they don't like the old stuff. They don't like the old house. Everything's new. They want new stuff. They want their guys.
But here's my question: Did you guys explain this to Malik Willis before he
Yeah,
signed his
did
contract?
you tell Malik Willis, like, look, by the way, your cupboard is going to be bare. You're going to be hungry, and you're going to be running for your life. Good thing you're an athlete because
who's your receivers now? Malik Washington? Dulcich?
Greg Dulcich is a
Dulcich
tight end.
for the tight end?
Greg Dulcich. And if you trade Devon Achane, who's your running back now and your receiver? Malik, good luck. Set.
This could be
What?
this could be a cold fall, man. It's gonna be a cold autumn.
That's my new favorite. Set.
RBA Richie said, we're getting players from the dollar store. Could be.
We have to. We just literally, we are this year eating $182 million. They said 60% of the salary cap is going towards dead money. And you think we're going to make the playoffs?
So that means Zach Sealer's also on the block as well.
Oh, I'm sure they would trade Zach Sealer for a bag of Zapp's potato chips and
Nah. Don't do that.
And a fifth of Patron.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm juicing it up a little bit, you know?
Don't do that to Zach, man. Come on, man. That's our guy.
After that year, though, man. Oof. Look, they don't like the old.
I think
they like their new.
No, listen, this is a whitewash. Like, you're cleaning the house. Like, you're really taking the stench of the McDaniel to Chris Greer era. You know, CTG.
And then Troy Aikman. I don't know what's going on with that. We can talk about that in the next segment. But Troy Aikman, I don't know what is going on. He's going to work with the Dolphins.
Troy wanted to work with the Cowboys. Cowboys didn't want to show him no love.
But
so he's
going to keep being an announcer.
Okay. If Tom Brady could do it, he can.
So you're cool with Troy Aikman going to Jets practice, talking to the Jets staff.
Well, we stink, so Jets stink.
But what I'm saying
as a fan,
you're cool with that. You're cool with
he's
Troy
not going to
Aikman
be doing any of our games.
do a little bit of spying. I mean, I'd be like, get the hell out of here.
I'm not.
You knew he wasn't leaving, though. You knew he wasn't just going to help find the new GM and the new coach. You knew he wanted a piece of that action, and he's sticking.
He
might be okay though. Let's see.
He's like being involved in decisions, team decisions. So let him rock.
All right.
But back to this roster.
It's new. It's like it's still got that new car smell.
Yeah, they don't got that new car smell, baby. They got that new cheap car smell. Like you got well, you're not going to a dealership, man. You go into one of those side dealerships, man.
It's like brand new. It's like brand new.
It's like less junk.
We'll see. It's still early. We still got free agency. We still got a lot of things to do. So let's get some headlines real quick. 7th seed Hurricanes basketball team defeated the 10th seed Missouri Tigers 80-66. They were clutch down the stretch. Malik Renew had 24 points. They face number 2 seed Purdue tomorrow at 12:10, which means we will not be on tomorrow because they have the Hurricanes game.
We ain't gonna be off until next Sunday.
Sunday fun day. Panthers lost to the Calgary Flames 4-1. Flames is about the right word. This team is going down in flames this year. Yeah. Seattle Kraken come to town Tuesday at 7. Tough year for the Panthers, man. Those 3 years of playing hockey nonstop had finally caught up to them this year, unfortunately.
It happens.
Dolphins have a record $182 million in dead cap space for 2026. Oof. Canes baseball team did defeat Creighton 9-4. The two play again tonight at 6. The Mark Light shake for Creighton is a Reuben sandwich milkshake. Vanilla with all the fixings of a Reuben sandwich. I don't know how they're going to make it happen. I would love to try it. I would not like to buy it. I'm just saying. That's an expensive try if I buy it. But it's going to have bread. It's going to have corned beef. It's going to have Russian dressing. A Reuben sandwich is great. But do you want it in a dairy form is the question. Marlins. Get this, Vlad. You know I'm going to tell you about this headline. They set their starting pitching rotation.
Oh, where's Jensen Junk?
You know it already. Sandy Alcantara, number 1. Yuri Perez, Max Meyer, Chris Paddock, Jansen Junk.
So
meaning,
he's going to be in the bullpen a lot.
Meaning Braxton Garrett has been designated to AAA Jacksonville. Jansen Junk beat out Braxton Garrett. Miami takes on the Cardinals today at 1. Jansen Junk. Max Meyer. That's a lineup you can get excited about. Sandy Alcantara, we know. Yuri Perez, we know. Max Meyer, if he can stay healthy, we know. Chris Paddock, okay. Jansen Junk, we know better than most people think he is. And then if someone gets hurt, Braxton Garrett can come in. That's okay. Inter Miami, they play MLS action. That's tomorrow at 1 against NYCFC. We're going to get into the disappointment that is Inter Miami.
Is it New York?
Yeah, yeah. And we have trouble at NYCFC, as most teams do, because NYCFC plays on a smaller field than most MLS fields, and it's at Yankee Stadium, and it's a weird setup, and it just causes fits for other teams. And NYCFC is usually pretty decent, but we'll try to get Daniel Solano on if he's back in the country tomorrow to discuss.
We're not on tomorrow.
So Daniel Solano, maybe I'll just call him and just talk to him about everything. Get some takes going after the Hurricanes game tomorrow. I don't know. Of course, it's going to be corresponding with the simultaneous pretty much with the Miami game, Inter Miami. So, okay. The Heat are expected to cut Terry Rozier before the end of the regular season to free up some postseason spots. Tonight, they're in Houston to take on the Rockets at 8 o'clock.
What a choke job.
What do we say, Vlad? When you ask me, you really think the Heat are going to make a run? I go, no. We do this all the time. They're going to win a bunch of games, and we're going to get excited, and they're going to take steps back. And what do they do?
I said
this won a bunch of games. They took steps back.
I said 7-game winning streak. It's been good, but this next 7-game stretch, we said this last week, this next 7-game stretch was going to tell us a lot. They lost to Orlando. They lost to Charlotte.
Whew, did they lose to Charlotte?
They lost to the Lakers.
They played 0 defense against the Lakers. Although I don't know if defense would have made a difference because Luka and LeBron were cooking on a back-to-back, by the way. Stop it, by the way. Also, give these guys a break. All I heard, there's no way they're playing in a back-to-back. LeBron's 41. I go, I think they have pride.
I didn't expect them to play.
I said, I think they're going to play. No, you're stupid. LeBron never plays in Miami. He hasn't missed a game in Miami in like 4 years, 5 years. I was like, and everyone's like, you don't make any sense. Triple-double. Thank you, Luka. 60. Eat it. Bye. Play some defense. Lakers are good though, by the way.
Lakers are really
be good.
They're finding their stride right now.
Pretty darn good lineup, by the way.
They did, but it all depended on what version of LeBron was going to come in. He's decided to be the third option. He's decided to do the Chris Bosh role in this. And Luka's playing out of his mind. But
good trade.
Last Saturday, we saw the Orlando loss. We came on Sunday. We were like, okay, that might just be a bump in the road. It all depends on how they fare this week against Charlotte, the Lakers. And
now you get the Rockets.
And now you got a Rockets team who just beat the Atlanta Hawks, because the Rockets were struggling, losing 2 to the Lakers, but they snapped Atlanta's, I believe, 11-game winning streak. They snapped Atlanta's winning streak last night. Now they come into now they face Miami. The Heat can't lose this game. The Heat lose this game. That's 4 in a row. You got the Spurs on Monday who are playing out of their mind. And then you have a
back-to-back.
Pretty much a mini playoff series against Cleveland where you're playing 2 games in Cleveland in 3 nights. If you don't win a game, that 7-game winning streak turns into a 7-game losing streak.
We told you. And
you're back in Playinville with teams passing you.
What did we tell you? Playinville.
This is not good, bro.
No, it's not.
It's not good.
And Norman Powell and Tyler Hero, for some reason, can't figure it out together because their record is abysmal.
We've talked about that. I don't know.
They're 5 and 9 now.
Maybe they just need time. The same way, I don't know. The Lakers needed time to figure out the whole dynamic of Luka, Reeves, and LeBron. Maybe that's what happens, but I don't think you can do it now because guess what? Both guys are going to be free agents after this.
That Heat Lakers game at the end when you had the defensive prowess of the likes of Luka Doncic and Tyler Hero on the court, it was like a what do you call it? A revolving door. It was a revolving door. Dude, I was watching it at Duffy's and I'm not close to the TV. You just see the net swishing, swish, swish, swish. And then when it wasn't a swish, it was a foul. I was like, somebody get a stop. Oh my goodness. Ole, 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 ole.
And they better not, and here's the thing, the Heat better not fall like in the 9-10 spot for these the playing.
No.
Because they
no. Yeah, we all know. We'll get to it.
And you got the teams that are in the playing and or in the 5-6, you're playing them. you have a chance to play them. And do you think they can win those games? They lost the tiebreaker to Orlando.
Tiebreaker to Orlando. They lost everything to
Well,
Orlando.
I mean, yeah, Orlando had the tiebreaker against them, pretty much what I'm saying. So, and then they got to face Philadelphia, who sooner or later is going to start getting some of their guys. They've managing to still hang on. And Atlanta's playing up until yesterday. They were playing the best basketball in the NBA at the longest winning streak. It's not good right now, man.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hold on. The Miami Tennis Open continues today. Everyone's been excited. Venus Williams did lose her singles match the other day, so she is out. And did you know the Canes women's basketball team defeated Georgia Southern 82-56 in the Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament? They will face Wisconsin at the Watsco Center tomorrow at noon. So you got a little double dip at noon for the men and the women.
So it's like the
Women's NIT.
Oh, the WNIT?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's the invitational tournament. I think it's WNIT, but it's some postseason tournament.
If it's the National Invitational Tournament,
it was technically called, when I wrote it down, Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament. So it might not be the WNIT. It might just be the Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament.
Okay.
Do you want me to check my WNIT bracket?
You're good, bro. You're good.
No,
you're good.
Have you filled yours out yet? I didn't
You're
see
good.
it. I didn't
You're
see
good.
it.
You're good, fam.
Printable version.
You're good, fam.
No, we're not.
You're good.
Let's see. Morehead State's in there, that's for sure. That's always important. Man, that's a really bad version of that right there. Yeah. So
what else?
We got time. We got plenty more time to figure all this out. Let's go on ahead and take a step into the day spa. A Pakistani man broke a record performing 66 thumb push-ups in 1 minute. He's got me beat by 66 thumb push-ups because I probably can't do a thumb push-up right now. Although I am light, so maybe I can get one.
All right, that's what we're doing now. Thumb push-ups.
I stopped doing push-ups. I used to do like 10 a night, but I stopped.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I'll do some push-ups in this break and, work on.
Dude, you did pull-ups before. That wasn't good.
I'm good with push-ups. I'm not good with pull-ups.
Well, we got you on video doing pull-ups.
It's all over the internet.
It was nasty work.
Yeah. Well, probably whooping down a Heineken before probably didn't help either.
Well,
I got to get motivated,
Got to be stimulated.
All right. Speaking of stimulated, are you stimulated about this Dolphins lineup? Dolphins did trade Jalen Waddle. Didn't see that coming. Could Devon Achane be next? We'll talk about that here on Sports Day 104.3 FM WQAM. Man, oh man. Out with the old, in with the new. That's what the Miami Dolphins are doing. Earlier this week, they sent Jalen Waddle over there to the Denver Broncos, got the Denver Broncos first round pick, which is a 30th overall pick. They also got a third round pick, and they did a fourth round swap. So in essence, you get a first and a third for Jalen Waddle. I think most Dolphins fans are okay with that. I haven't seen a lot of pushback from Dolphins fans saying, oh no, what do we do? And for the most part, I'll say this. The grading for both sides on the trade has been pretty darn good. CBS Sports gives the Dolphins a B+. Of course, they say out with the old, in with the new. Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Now, Jalen Waddle. So they're packaging the draft picks, they now have first two rounds. One minor detraction, though, is that the Broncos were one of the worst possible trade partners because you get a 30th pick. That's very late in the first round, but a first round is a first round. The only reason they give it a B+ is because they're worried that Malik Willis will have no help, a risky investment at quarterback with very little help in the receiving department. So that's why you get a B+ and not an A.
I mean, you figure that with 2 first-round picks, they might be looking at some of the receivers. You might be looking at Jordan Tyson.
The guy from what was the guy from Arizona State?
I think that's Jordan Tyson.
Okay, yeah.
And then you're talking about the kid from Makai Lemon from USC. I mean, I know people were clowning the way he was speaking at the combine, but regardless, he's a hell of a player.
You know the difference between...
And you have the Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end.
Right. Good guy from Indiana.
Yeah.
You know the difference between talking funny and talking an endearing accent is how you play on the field. You play good, it's endearing.
Okay.
If you play good, everything's endearing.
I expect receivers to be like that. They're divas.
Who cares? Yeah. I mean, look, we had one here that we loved for a long time that was the diva of all divas.
You loved him for the short period that he was there, and then he was setting records, and then sooner or later, there was always going to be the relationship was going to break up.
Yeah. CBS Sports gives an A- to the Broncos on the trade, saying that they really
got a number one.
No, our number 2. Sutton might be their number 1 still.
No.
That's the argument, though. That's why they don't give him an A+, is because they say, buyer beware. Jalen Waddle might not be a number 1.
He might not. Who knows?
Brian Miller, Finn Fanatic. There's no reason to speak ill will of Jalen Waddle. He's a fantastic player, but he was never truly a number 1 receiver. Even after Tyreek Hill went out for the season, Waddle didn't pick up the slack like you would expect a number 1 receiver to do so. Waddle had a respectable 64 receptions last year, but those are far from elite level number wideout produce.
Yeah, but his quarterback stunk too.
He was targeted 100 times. Waddle wasn't even the top receiver for the Dolphins last season. That was Devon Achane, who posted 3 more receptions. Also, remember the year before, he was not the top receiver on the team.
That was Jonnu Smith.
Mm. The Dolphins struggled.
But he was the top receiver before Tyreek was there, wasn't he? His rookie year.
When Waddle received contract extension, his numbers went drastically down. Oof.
No, I mean, everybody's numbers went down after Stephen Boss Ross was handing out contract extensions. So
Jalen Waddle, and once again, no one dislikes Jalen Waddle. He's a very likable guy. His first year, 1,015 yards. 2022, 1,300 yards.
That's after Tyreek.
Yes.
Tyreek coming in. So that's the first year with Tyreek.
2023, he got 1,014 yards. And then the last 2 years, 744. And last year, 910 without Tyreek and being the number 1 receiver.
We'll see.
I have every confidence that he can be easily a 1,000-yard receiver with the Broncos, with Bo Nix, with Sean Payton's not calling the plays, but, we know what's going on.
Right.
Sean, I'll tell you this. From what I know about Sean Payton, and I know him a little more extensively than most people do, yeah, he's got a big ego. He even admits it. He's like, man, I got the worst ego in the world. I'm a total jerk. He's gonna do what he wants to do with that team. But I mean, you get a 1-2 punch with Sutton and Waddle, and you were already the number 1 seed last year and probably didn't make the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl because your quarterback got a broken ankle on the last play against the Bills in the
divisional
round. When you're I'd call them quarterfinals, but yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good situation for Waddle, man. But I think most Dolphins fans, I mean, I'll say it. I'm like most Dolphins fans. I don't think he was ever really a number one. I think he's a strong number two. But the problem is this. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you pay someone number one money, they have to be number one. And when you get the chance to be number one, you have to be number one.
They didn't really pay him number one money.
Oh, they paid him. He was one of the top 10 paid receivers in the league.
When he was going to get that extension regardless because of what he did the first 3 years as a rookie in his rookie deal. The fact of the matter is you gave him a contract extension. That was good. And then followed that months later, you followed that by giving Tyreek another contract extension. And you had two receivers combined that was combining for $60 million. That was $60 million of your salary cap was with your two wide receivers.
Yeah.
And guess what happened?
Neither one produced enough.
Neither one produced enough.
You can blame the quarterback.
One broke his leg, and the other one I don't know what happened with him and the quarterback.
You can blame the quarterback. Is it the quarterback? Is it as simple as that? We'll see. I do expect Jalen Waddle and the Broncos to have a very good season next year.
I mean, yeah. He's there with his former teammate, Patrick Surtain, the second. So
they were at Alabama.
Yes, in Alabama. So let's see how he produces with Bo Nix, but focusing down here, you guys have no weapons to throw to.
That's what I wanted to ask you now. With the 11th pick in the NFL draft, do you go receiver? Do you go edge rusher?
No.
Or do you go best available, whether it's a receiver, an edge rusher, or whatnot? You have to get a receiver somewhere. You have to get an elite.
You're going to get a receiver, but you could get receivers later in the first round. You can get them in the second or third.
That's true. They've done that. Green Bay has been known to do that, and this team is trying to be just like Green Bay. Green Bay has been known to get some second, third, fourth round receivers.
I don't think they're trying to be like Green Bay. I just think they're going to use the Green Bay Packer model. They're not
so that doesn't mean they're trying to be like Green Bay.
They're gonna use the Green Bay Packer model.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if they're gonna be trying, but because Green Bay has they have a quarterback, they have weapons, they have things that the Dolphins don't have right now. The Dolphins are starting from scratch. Right now, I'm looking at your weapons. If you let Devon Etienne go, you've got nothing.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. Oh my goodness. Ollie Gordon II would be your starting running back, I guess, or maybe Jalen Wright.
Yeah, that would be your two running backs.
Your receivers would be Malik Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Can we convert Ethan Bonner into a?
I don't know.
That's not going to work out. He can't even play
your
defense.
O-line, you got Austin, you got Patrick, you got
arguably the strongest in the team. Some of your linebackers.
Right. Yeah. Aaron Brewer.
You got to re-sign Aaron Brewer. That's still up for debate.
Right. And you got two first round picks. You got, I think, 2 third-round picks, right? Or 3 third-round.
So you've got 2 first, a second, and 4 third-round picks.
4.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 7 picks in the top 100.
Yes.
There you go. Some of those picks might be used to move up if you like a particular player, a particular impact player. I think you got things, man. I got things to do.
Hey, look, I'll say this. There's been some drafts in the past with Chris Greer and those guys where you didn't have anything to do until the second or third day of the draft.
But you don't got to worry about that. You got a new regime, and like you said,
I'm saying though, but now,
right. So if you like what the Packers have done,
you don't want to walk away from the TV.
If you respected what the Packers have done as a franchise,
as you should,
then you have to have a belief that these guys coming from there, like you said, they're gonna try to be like Green Bay Packers. Even though I was like, man, you don't really want. Okay, you're gonna be the South Beach Packers. So if you trust that, you trust the way and success that franchise has had in drafting players, knowing when to draft players that fit their model, then you should be excited. You should be excited. I would be excited as a Dolphin fan because you might be starting to grow something here. A new nucleus that is young that you can grow with.
So do you think in the next 72 hours there is a possibility that this Dolphins team
Absolutely.
will not have Devon Achane on the roster?
Absolutely. I not only 72 hours from here to the trading deadline. I mean to the draft.
So it's not a incubator. It's a slow cooker. It could happen at any time.
It can happen anytime, but I will be shocked. I would be shocked if Devon Achane is in a Miami Dolphin practice uniform.
Oh, I don't think I'd be shocked either way. You know what? If he makes the team, if he stays with the Dolphins, or if he gets traded.
If he stays with the Dolphins, we know he's sitting in.
Right. I don't mind that. What I'm saying is, if they do trade him, I wouldn't be like, oh, how, what? But then if they don't, I wouldn't be like, oh my God. I'd just be like, okay, they're going to do what they want to do. And I don't see, I think they're keeping their options open, to be honest with you. And a team that needs a running back that feels as though they can take it to the next level, like the Denver Broncos saw in Jalen Waddle, they might make them an offer they can't refuse or don't want to refuse. Let's put it that way. It's not an offer they can't refuse, an offer they just wouldn't want to refuse.
If a team that's contending for a title thinks Devon Achane can help them get a Super Bowl title, they're going to talk to the Miami Dolphins, and the Dolphins will want, how badly you want my player.
Yeah.
And if they offer them the right amount of picks, even maybe throw in a player that they might like, they like from the roster, I think you do that trade. It makes sense. Look, this is not even taking shots. As of right now, you can't look at this Miami Dolphin team and say they'll be contending for a division title or even a wild card spot in the playoffs. You can't tell me that. Now, can it happen? It could. Obviously, the season hasn't started, but if we're looking at it right now on March 21st, they don't look like a team that's probably going to win more than 3 games. So what you need to see what kind of talent you have, form an identity, form a culture, and then see those that, see the players that you like that can fit in that culture, that can fit the formula that you want. And then that second season will be important. But this year coming up, yeesh.
It could be slim. They've warned us. They've said, look, we can't promise you it's going to be a bag of puppy dogs and rainbows. They told us it could be some tough times for a year. We got to get things straight. They're going to do it the right way. They're not going to do it the quick way because we know sometimes that doesn't work. Tried that before. They're going to try to do it the right way and let it bloom from there. Up next, going to do it the right way, do what I like. Some of the things Vlad and I liked over the past 24, 48 hours in the sports world right here on 104.3 FM, WQAM.
Text or TuneIn apps. Same great shows, same great games. Plus, you can use the rewind feature and listen to anything you missed. Go for it.
Gonna do some what I like, what I don't like. Real quick, I know this is kind of against the segment, but I don't like that the Miami Hurricanes played the last game of the first round, and then they turn around and play the first game tomorrow at 12:10. I was looking forward to some afternoon basketball, kind of ease my way out of the weekend. Plus, it also is going to preempt us from being on the air. So that also is something that does not excite me.
No.
But it will be right here on 104.3 FM WQAM. So if you're tuning in for us, you don't get us, but you do get Joe Zagacki calling the game in St. Louis against the Purdue Boilermakers as the Miami Hurricanes look to continue this, what has been a very strong season. The Heat, I'm not going to say it's a strong season. It's been a Heat season. They've been up and down and Playinville all over the place. They're trying to get healthy, but with health comes roster decisions. Do you start Tyler Hero and Norman Powell together? Do you put one of them on the bench? Do you put both of them on the bench? Probably shouldn't do that. Are they going to play at the very end of the game? Well, Norman Powell was asked about his role in being a team player for the Heat.
Whatever role you're put in, the focus has to be going out there and winning the game no matter what, and that's my focus. I feel like I'm a starter. I've worked to be in that role, but if the team feels that, me coming off the bench some games or whatever it is based on a matchup is going to put us in position to win games, I'm going to accept the role and go out there and play basketball.
Okay, so first, I like that he's being a team player. I don't like the tone of his comments, though, Vlad.
Right, being honest.
Like, I think I'm a starter and, whatever they want, for whatever period of time. But no. It's like, ooh. Norman Powell, look, he feels as though he's a starter. He was an all-star, and he's in a contract year. He does not want to come off the bench. Nor should you give him problems for that.
No. But he's an all-star. He feels like as an all-star, he should come out. He should be starting. But he's also banged up. Like right. You could see it. He's also banged up. Doesn't help that he's banged up. Tyler's banged up or coming off another injury. And the fact is they don't play well together. In the small sample size that we've seen, they don't play well together.
Nope. They're 5-9, I think, is the record.
Yes. Whew. And it was very apparent the minute they came back after the 7-game winning streak. That's when they started losing.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? Like they were on the 7-game winning streak. They come back for the Orlando game. They lost. Charlotte was abysmal. Bam didn't play,
didn't play though.
They were bad. And then the Lakers, you got a Laker team that didn't get to Miami till 5 a.m.
Right. They got to the hotel at 4, they said. And on a back-to-back after a win against the Rockets. And they were a hot team, but still. And somewhat aging team. Well, I wouldn't say aging, but, they're a hot team. But on a back-to-back.
They won a back-to-back.
Coming in at 4 o'clock in the morning.
So,
they were wiping the sleep from their eyes at the very beginning of the game. We got, I think, 12-2 in that game.
But even with that, it was what was it, a 6-point? No, what was that? 3-point lead 3 to 6 point lead at half, and then the third quarter, Luka went crazy. LeBron just doing LeBron things, and then Austin Reeves started to pick up, and then they won. They won the game, and then now you're going to Houston against a team that you beat 2 Saturdays ago on national TV.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking to straighten out. They're looking to get revenge. And also, they're in a battle like you are in the seeding. They're in a battle where they don't want to end up in the play-in. They want to be. They're battling with for the 3, 4, 5, or 6 seed with 4 is it 5 teams?
They want some home court advantage in the
right, but they're battling Minnesota. They're battling Denver. They're battling the Lakers.
Minnesota has their issues too because Ant-Man's not playing that much, and they're trying to battle out of the play.
So. Yeah, they're battling for. So this is an important game tonight, and if you lose, you're gonna be on a 4-game losing streak with a home game on Monday against the Spurs and Wemby.
Yeah, and then you get those 2 games in Cleveland,
and then you got the 2 games in Cleveland. Not easy.
We figured these games would test their mettle, and so far they have not passed the test. Let's just put it that way. But tonight, let's see what happens with the Rockets.
Nasty work, bro.
Has been fun this March Madness. Some of the games have been absolutely wonderful. The early games these past 2 days have been absolutely magnifique. And I think the best of the best was yesterday when Kentucky played Santa Clara.
Spirit, now you sit on it if you're Santa Clara. This is Gabalugov. Graves elevates. Buries it. 2.4 away. Oh, my goodness. You can't make it up. It is the stuff of dreams from Otega Owe.
So Santa Clara hadn't been in the NCAA tournament in 30 years. The Fighting Steve Nashes, as Vlad said, played a great game. Not scared of Kentucky at all. I thought they were the better team. They hit a three with about 3.4 seconds left, and then Kentucky inbounds the ball with no timeouts, and the guy banks in a three from around half court. It was one of the wilder games I've ever seen. And then I started thinking, what in the hell was Santa Clara doing? When you hit that three, they had 3 timeouts.
He did try to call timeout.
Oh, he did?
He did.
So they did not recognize the timeout.
They did not recognize the timeout or the fan. They couldn't hear him. Like, the crowd went crazy, so it was just a quick inbound pass, but he did. No, the coach spoke after, and he said, I tried to call in timeout. Yeah, he had 3. Because we all thought the same things, like, how many timeouts you going to be holding here? But
so what well, of course, hindsight is 50-50, but what the wise thing would be, you're up by 3 with 3.4 seconds left. You call timeout, you foul right away. They can't tie the game in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, they could if they hit a free throw and then miss and then get the rebound, tip it in. But it could happen, but it's the tournament. Anything can happen.
Man, that really screwed them. I mean, God. And of course,
but you still had 5 minutes.
I don't blame the players because you don't think in that situation. You're excited about hitting the three. You think the game's over. You don't want to, and you don't think like, oh, let me just grab this guy and, foul him. Let him shoot 2 free throws. You think, just don't let him get by in. And then there were some questionable calls in the overtime, by the way. The Kentucky guy blocked a ill-advised three-pointer and got a breakaway dunk, but the guy traveled clearly before he made the pass for the breakaway. They let it go. There was another call there. I can't remember what it was. It was something else, and I was like, "Whoa, man! Kentucky got all the breaks." But then again, can't let them get back in there. But God, man, that's gotta hurt. So they missed the timeout call, or they didn't hear him, or the referee didn't hear the coach. Do we have visual evidence that the coach actually called timeout, or was he covering his ass?
What is this, man? What is this? What are you asking me? Was this JFK murder? What are you asking me?
Do we have a Zapruder tape? Is the main thing.
Listen, that's all I heard in the post-game conference, man.
I can only go by the facts that I have in front of me.
Oh,
there's no Zapruder tape.
What are you, Steve Nash, man? Leave the Fighting Nashes alone. Man.
For years, we didn't believe Chris Webber said that someone told me to call timeout.
Oh, everybody saw that.
And then they showed
they showed
they showed it on the documentary. It's like, oh, someone did actually say.
No, we did, but it still doesn't hide the fact that they did say during the timeout. During the timeout, we don't have any timeouts.
And Chris Webber also traveled before he.
It happens, man.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. I don't really blame the players or anything because if you actually play sports, you realize outside of on the playground, but in the actual games. Games are fast, man. They are extremely fast, especially a sport like basketball or football. It is extremely fast. I don't blame them. I didn't even think about it until afterwards. I was like, wait a second. Could have just fouled, call timeout. But you don't sit there and tell your guys in the timeout. So if we make a three, automatically foul. No, you're just sitting there like, here's the play we're going to draw up, and we'll take it from there. We also had 3 timeouts. Probably called timeout. Didn't get okay. Last but not least, it was pretty fantastic. The World Baseball Classic right here in Miami on St. Patrick's night. Congratulations to Venezuela defeating the United States 3-2. Miami Marlins. Javier Sinoja was part of the team. He said it was all about pride winning for his country.
It's been incredible for me for the last 40 hours. When you have that feeling, natural feeling of everybody just enjoying this, it really fills my heart. Just following what the Parra was telling me, the time, it was a long pause, but the pitcher. So follow that. We follow that. I know the call was a little bit, the polemic, right there. Controversial. I'm saving a lot of stuff that I'm being taken from these moments. The jersey, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm just gonna make sure that my son can see all these little things that make history, and I'll save it for him, and so he can.
Well, Friday, Marlins are back in action, Vlad, against the Colorado Rockies. These games count coming up starting Friday. 7:10, Sandy Alcantara taking the mound. Hopefully it'll be an exciting season for the Marlins as they get their spring training finished. And we'll see. They got a tough road ahead of them, but we'll be there every step of the way. Very excited about that. Up next, going to get you caught up with everything happening in and around the sports world here on 104.3 FM, WQAM.
1-747-3733.
Renewed vigor for Miami Hurricanes basketball. Malik Renew had a big game last night, not just stats-wise, but in the clutch, as the Miami Hurricanes dealt with the Missouri Tigers. The end of the game, this Miami Hurricanes team is clutch. So what they're probably hoping to do against Purdue is make plays, and at the end of the game, have that clutch gene show up and just maybe get that upset against the second-seeded Purdue Boilermakers that have very good backcourt play, by the way. Their guards are fantastic. Game starts at 12:10 tomorrow.
First game
on a Sunday. Sunday fun day. 12:10 from St. Louis. And we're going to have it for you. I'm guessing pregame will start around 11:30.
Yeah, probably 45 minutes.
Yeah. Joe Zagacki.
Tip-off is at 12:10. Yeah.
Give credit to this tournament. When they said 10-10 last night, I was like, oh, goodness, that could be 10:30.
That's because Purdue laid the smackdown on their opponent, whoever they were facing. But I remember speaking to the engineer. He's like, you guys think you're doing your pregame at 9:30, but the first two games here have gone 2.5 hours. They've gone longer than expected. I think that's where the Kentucky game was.
But there was a break between the first two games. And
right,
the third game.
but by the time, I guess that break wasn't as long as they thought, because by the time the second game ended, it was like maybe only like maybe an hour till the next game was about to get their festivities going, like, take the court, practice, and everything like that. But Purdue, like I said, laid the smackdown. So Miami was able, by the time Miami game was, which was a 10-10 original tip-off, it was 10:07. So yeah, it started 3 minutes a little bit early.
Yeah,
but still the game went long because it was ended at 1. It ended nearly at 1.
Mm-hmm. And
12:45.
Yeah, something like 12:40, something like that. I don't know. I guess once the game was out of hand for Missouri, I kind of started shutting things down over there at Duffy's Implantation. So it might have been more like 12:35 for me when the game was no doubted, because everybody had to get home and,
No, I think they had a 10-point lead, but you're going to foul and those because
you
looked at it, I was like, damn,
like
by 14.
You didn't have the luxury of leaving because you were part of the broadcast team.
Yeah,
I had the luxury of, it was already past closing hours and the game was put away. I was like, all right,
I was a busy man.
Let's get Justin and Angie and Val home and get everybody home today, Yeah,
I was making sure 2 broadcasts were going.
Yeah, I know, man. Working hard.
Yeah.
Working hard. So we're going to be playing hard tomorrow because you and I will not be here at the radio station. So, but the good thing is you get to hear the Miami Hurricanes game at 12:10, and tonight you get a Heat game that's going to be coming on starting at 6:45 because it's 8:00 tip over there in H-Town.
Yes, 8:00 tip against the Houston Rockets.
7:00 Central.
Big game. You can't go 4 in a row, bro. You can't be losing 4 in a row.
At this point in the season, where you're at, no, you cannot.
Right, with only, 12, 11 games left. Yeah, it's not a good time to you want to be winning, getting some good vibes. You want to start playing your best ball, heading to the postseason. And there was a chance. Look, a week ago,
we were saying it.
You weren't in Plainville. Now you're deep in Plainville.
We said
in the heart of Plainville.
On the stretch, Magic, Hornets, Lakers, Rockets, Spurs, Cavaliers. If you can come out with a winning record against that gauntlet of teams, you have proven to us that you are worthy of being a playoff, not play-in team. So far, they have proven that they are not only a play-in team, but they can't even hang with the big boys right now. At least right now.
They can't hang with the big boys. They can't hang with the mid boys. They can't hang with none of them. Charlotte whooped that ass on Tuesday.
30-point win.
Lakers came back and
Lakers woke up after going to bed at 4:00 in the morning.
Or 5. You got to figure.
Well, yeah, by the time they said they got to the hotel at 4.
And then they said
there's no way you can go to bed right away.
No.
So they're 5:30, something like that. They probably got a little something to eat. Relax.
Wake up at 10:30. There probably was no shoot around.
No. There was no shoot around. There was nothing. And they might have met in the hotel conference room for talk it up.
And they said once they saw LeBron go in the first bus that was going to the arena, that's when they knew, oh, okay. Because technically speaking, they really didn't have to play that game because that's not a conference game. But they played because they wanted to continue the good vibes that they have in this winning streak, and so give them credit.
And it's going to be hard to catch the Spurs. There's 7 games.
No. This is the battle right now is for in the West is for 3 to 6.
Yeah, you're right, because the Thunder have a 3-game lead on the Spurs, and the Spurs have a 7-game lead on the Lakers, who have won 8 in a row. By the way, the Thunder have won 10 in a row. The Spurs have won 4 in a row. You think the Western Conference is doing all right? Yeah, I think so.
Wait, Thunder won 10 in a row?
Yeah. Thunder have won 10 in a row. Spurs have won 4 in a row. The Lakers have won 8 in a row.
What's their record? Like Spurs might be like out of the last 10. They're what are they?
They're 9-1 in the last 10.
They're 9-1. So that means they won 5 in a row prior to losing.
So Thunder 10 out of 10 wins in the last 10 games. Spurs 9 wins in the last 10 games. Lakers 9 wins in the last 10 games.
Yes.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
And don't worry about the Pelicans. They've won 3 in a row now. Just saying.
What the hell are you saying?
I don't know what I'm saying.
You're 9 games out, 9.5 behind Golden State.
No, I'm just saying they're playing better. They got some teams in the West playing, man. The Trailblazers won 3 in a row.
Portland has moved up. I'm shocked.
I watched that Portland game the other day against
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Portland's got some good pieces. They got that one foreign guy.
Villa.
Yeah.
Danny Avila.
He doesn't look the part, but man, he's baller.
He's the new Baki Bartakamis.
He's Baki Bartakamis in the NBA. He's schooling people. And then they got what's the big guy, Klingon or Cleaning?
Klingon. Yeah.
He's a big
Kling.
He's a menace. But not to get too far off the Eastern Conference.
But I mean that's the West, and now in the East, you look at it, Toronto and Orlando got the 5th and 6th seed.
And I don't care about Jason Tatum. I don't think anybody's catching the Pistons. Although Cade Cunningham does have the collapsed lung, which is something to be very worried about if you're the Pistons, because you cannot get cleared to play. You cannot play basketball with one lung, Vlad. That's unfortunate.
Okay. And right now, Pistons on the 3-game winning streak. Celtics on a 4-game winning streak. Knicks on a 5-game winning streak. Cavaliers 1-2. So the top 4 is pretty much locked in.
So the good teams are really, really locked in now. It seems like
I think
in all
Toronto,
the NBA.
Yeah, I think Toronto and Orlando will be battling for 5th and 6th.
And we have a chance to play Toronto at the end of the season twice at their place, not back to back, but you know what I mean.
But the Heat, this is what's frustrating about the Heat, right? It's that the Heat are only 1.5 games behind the 5th seed.
Correct.
But they're not playing well to the point where you think they can get in the top 6.
I mean,
that's the frustrating part.
Hope once again springs eternal. Technically, we're tied for 7th place with the Hawks. We're 13 games back of first. We're a half game behind the Magic for 6th, although they have the tiebreaker. And then the Raptors, you're only 2.5 back, and you get them twice at the end of the season. The Raptors, that is.
Oh, it's 2.5. Okay, that's maybe a game. Yeah.
So I mean. Once again, if you're just in a vacuum and you're not exactly
and you play all of them,
team, and you're not locked into what this team has done all year long, you're sitting there. Let's say you're an analyst in Los Angeles. You're like, the Heat have everything to play for in these coming games. It's like, yeah, but
have you seen them play?
Have you seen them play? Sure, and you know what? They might surprise you here and there.
So look at the remaining schedule, Papo.
It's not easy.
Check this out, Kuzan. They got the Rockets tonight, right? Spurs, and then we said about the two against Cleveland.
Not easy.
Then you get This is a mercy rule, mercy. Mm-hmm. You get Indiana. You should beat Indiana in Indiana.
I think they've lost 15 in a row.
Yeah, you should beat Indiana.
They've lost 15 in a row.
But now look at this, right? Big game against Philadelphia. Then following night.
Yeah, because they're trying to compete with you
for
play in position, unfortunately.
Then you got Boston Wednesday at home.
They're playing some of their best ball of the year, if not their best ball.
Then you got Washington on a Saturday afternoon.
They've lost 14 in a row.
Which means we're not going to be on.
Sons of guns.
But that's great because we'll be at the Inter Miami game.
That's true. New stadium.
So they're going to, unless the Wizards are going to try to get revenge for the 84.
For the 83, yeah.
I mean, 83.
That would be their motivation at this point.
Right. Then you got the 2 key games on the road in Toronto. So here's the thing. And then you finish the season against Atlanta and at home. And that game could mean
everything.
Right. That could mean seeding. That could mean you're either hosting a play-in, or you have a week off. You have 5 days off.
That Atlanta game is going to loom large no matter what, because it's either going to be for playoffs or play-in season.
No, that's what I'm saying. But Dan, even with that, you have the mini series against Cleveland and Toronto,
which you have to take care of business.
You got it. If you want to, Toronto's right now in the 5th. You're not going to surpass Orlando.
Yeah, but we did say you're 2.5 games behind Toronto for 5th, technically.
Right, but you're not going to pass Orlando if you guys finish with the same record.
No, you're not.
So you're basically hoping that you either somehow Orlando continues losing some games and you can surpass them and get a game on them to get the 5th seed. And if so, that's why if you get the 5th seed, that's why winning those, at least splitting against Cleveland in that little mini 2-game series is important, because if you lose to Cleveland, then you're gonna set in that they already beat you last year. They're gonna help push you into Playinville. If you lose, you get swept by them. And then you got Philadelphia at home. They're trying to get out of Playinville. And then you got the mini series against Toronto. So yeah, everything's it's in your hands. But I don't trust this team right now.
Yeah. We'll circle back to it. And let's get to some headlines real quick. 7th-seeded Hurricanes basketball team did defeat 10th-seeded Missouri 80-66. Malik Renew, 24 points. They face 2nd-seeded Purdue tomorrow at 12:10. Panthers lost to the Calgary Flames 4-1. The Seattle Kraken come to town Tuesday at 7. It's about time to start saying on to the next season for the Panthers. It's been a great run, but this year just caught up to them. Nothing you can really say or do other than that. No reason to bring anybody back from injury, try to rush anybody back. It's a season lost. Now the only question is what happens with Sergei Bobrovsky, because he is in a contract year. Everyone says they want to keep him. He says he wants to stay here. And like a good GM, Bill Zito says, we'll see. We'll see. I think he's still got some go in him, though.
Just a reset. That's all.
That's it.
It's just a reset. That's all they need.
Can't win them all, as they say.
Just a reset. I look at them like I look at the Chiefs. After a while, it takes, it weighs. It takes its toll on you. It weighs on you. So just need a reset. That's all.
Yeah. The Dolphins have a record $182 million in dead cap space for 2026.
Nasty work, bro.
Who, if that is a lasting legacy,
you're still
for
paying
Chris Greer.
You're still paying money for guys that haven't been on your team for over a year.
Yeah.
You're still paying Jonnu Smith money, Calais Campbell money.
Blame the general manager for that one. I mean,
Nasty,
it takes teamwork because it's two general managers. Chris Greer set him up, and now John Eric Sullivan's mowing him down. So it's kind of, one of those things.
What happened to the interim?
Cameron.
No, what was his name? The one after the one that took over after.
Was it Cameron Jones or something?
No. Good. I'll look it up.
Let's see. It was
Champ
Kelly.
Champ Kelly. Yeah,
close,
Cameron. What do you think?
Close,
Cameron.
Close.
He wasn't white. He was black. Cameron.
There's tons of multicolored Camerons out there.
I never met a black Cameron.
You never met a Cameron?
All right, I've met one black Cameron. I'm sorry.
I could probably name a list of athletes like Cam Jordan for the New Orleans Saints.
Is it Cameron Jordan?
Yeah, it's Cameron Jordan.
Oh, all right.
That's where I actually thought Cameron Jordan was moonlighting as the Dolphins GM.
It's Champ Kelly, V. Champ.
When they first said Champ Kelly's a GM, I'm like, man, the Hall of Fame cornerback?
Champ Bailey?
Yeah, I know. I got to call. Well, I heard it on the car, and I was like,
Jesus.
what's going on? What's going on? I didn't know he'd come to the defense like Champ Bailey.
That's a lot of dead cap money.
That is a lot of dead cap money. That's a record. To say that's a lot, that's a record.
You know who's and 33% of that's Tua.
Exactly. Although you did get the relief of $1.3 million from the Atlanta Falcons eventually.
That's like a fart.
That's literally
doesn't mean anything.
Like change dropping out of your pocket.
It's like passing gas. That means nothing.
It's like people that drop pennies on the ground. You're like, oh, you dropped something. Like, oh, it's just a penny, whatever. Canes baseball team, they did defeat Creighton 9-4.
All right.
Again tonight at 6:00. So if you're looking for something to do, Dolphins, they did sign 2 special teamers. I like this. Long snapper Tabor Pepper. I like the name Tabor Pepper. And a punter, Bradley Pinion. They said they're introducing competition in the punting room.
Wait, what? Competition in the punting room?
Yeah, that's what that was the statement the Dolphins said.
I guess they know they're going to be a lot of 3 and out, so they need some guys who can boot the
in the grand scheme of things, that probably isn't the worst thing the Dolphins could be doing.
60 yards with a 5-second hang time. So
Flip the field.
Hey, man, I hear you.
Actually, that actually makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it's not the worst. It's not some of the dumbest ideas I've heard.
We might have to start investing in the punting game a little bit this year, boys. Okay. Marlins set their starting pitching rotation. Sandy Alcantara, check. Yuri Perez, check. Max Meyer, check. Chris Paddock, Jansen Junk, double check. Check. Braxton Garrett has been sent down to the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, AAA. So that's pretty solid right there. And then
you go from being a Marlin to a Jumbo Shrimp.
Yeah. I like the aquatic theme.
Nah, I don't want to be no Jumbo Shrimp, man.
I've had Jumbo Shrimp.
You could have it. Probably tastes good, but I'm just saying. You went from being a Marlin to a Shrimp.
It's true.
Yeah, that's what's being sent down to the minors is all about. Just think about it like that. You went from being a Marlin to a Shrimp.
Yep.
A Jumbo Shrimp.
Yep.
Get your act together, buddy.
Get it together. Come on, Braxton. Get back in the show.
Come on.
Inter Miami.
Come on, man. That was a choke job on Wednesday, man.
I mean, Messi scored his 900th career goal the first 10 minutes of the game. You thought, all right, let's coast through this thing. Let's advance to the round of 8 in CONCACAF Champions Cup. Nope. By
the way, trying to get to that game was the most difficult thing ever. The weather was not. That was a bad weather night in South Florida.
I drove by the stadium because I was on my way to 26 Degree Brewing. It took twice as long as it usually takes because of that weather.
I couldn't get in.
It was just absolutely gross.
I was watching the game in the car on the TV. Thank God it was on FS1.
Oh, nice.
And they were up 1-0 and thinking that, all right, cool, they're going to advance to the quarterfinals and everything's going to be good.
No bigs.
And then, but this is what soccer's great. You score the away goal. That's the more important goal.
In that tournament, in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, the away goal counts as a tiebreaker if all things are tied.
Mm-hmm.
Each tournament has their own rules. That's why you always have to look up the rules.
I love the European rules. That's European.
Right. Because we have had some other tournaments where away goals don't count for anything. So, yeah, rules are rules. And someone was like, that's just not fair. I'm like, that was the rules. They're like, yeah, but it's not fair because we still scored the same amount. I'm like, once again, I did not make the rules. Trust me, if I made the rules.
See, football really values home field advantage. They pretty much are saying, since you're home, you should win.
Exactly.
That's what they're saying. You're home. You have all the advantages. You're the favorite. If they score a goal, them scoring a goal, the road team scoring a goal is more valuable than you scoring a goal.
Yes. I mean,
I like that.
They're not even hiding that fact.
No,
that's what they were saying.
Yeah. You just know the rules.
Play by the rules. And remind me, I mean, Lionel Messi, Rodrigo De Paul, Roman Bertrame, Nashville SC takes you down in the round of 16 in CONCACAF.
So, let me ask you, you think if the weather was better, Inter wins?
No. To be honest with you,
no.
No.
Okay.
I just think they weren't up to the task that night. I don't know. Miami Open tennis tournament continues today. Everyone raves about this tennis tournament. I've seen social media. It looks fun. It looks great. One day, I'll have to make it out there. Say it's wild. You can get the walk.
I hear it's fun, bro.
You can get the walk around tickets and see some of the side courts, or you can buy tickets which are actually in Hard Rock Stadium. So that's how it goes. And the Canes women's basketball team did defeat Georgia Southern 82-56 in the Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament. Not to be confused with the WNIT. It's the Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament. They will face Wisconsin at the Watsco Center. That is tomorrow at noon. So they're actually starting at the same time. Same time as the men's basketball team, basically. So you got to choose. Are you going to watch or are you going to go to the women's game? Because I don't know if it's going to be on TV. Are you going to watch or listen to the men's game, which you can hear right here on 104.3 FM?
I don't think the women's game's on TV.
I would probably, if I were a betting man, say it's not. I'm just saying. With that being just said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. A Tallahassee hospital has filed papers to evict a patient that has stayed in their hospital room 5 months after being discharged.
Jeez, 5 months.
She loves the hospital, I guess.
And they still giving her food?
I don't think they're giving her anything. I think she just wants a roof over her head.
But I'm just saying, wait, 5 months.
You know how they can't make you stay at a hospital? You can always check yourself out. She did the opposite.
Must be a good hospital where not many patients are going in for them not to hey, man, we need this for an actual patient. You've been discharged. You're good. You're cleared.
First of all, this is the story too. First of all, filing eviction papers at a hospital
is crazy.
Also, How have they not gotten her out in 5 months? That's a
Yeah,
long.
orderlies.
That's a long time.
That's wild.
Oh well, maybe she needs it, or she at least feels as though she needs it, or maybe she just needs a home. I don't know. That's how it is.
If mail was started coming to her at that room, it's gonna be very hard to get her out.
She's getting Amazon Prime boxes and stuff. They're like, hey, changing her license. I don't know. She does it online. That's rough, man. That's rough. It's been a rough go for the Heat. We're going to dive more into what this means for the Heat these next couple of games, and will we be playing in or will we be playing off? That's next here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
WQAM, broadcasting live from
Miami Heat are currently in a vital stretch of their season, and so far they have failed with flying colors. Miami Heat got the Rockets tonight in Houston, a Rockets team that also got a lot to play for right now, as they are currently the 4 seed in the West. They are right there with the Nuggets, and the Nuggets aren't going anywhere either. So Rockets trying to keep pace ahead, slightly ahead of the Nuggets, to see if they can get that home court advantage as we get nearing the playoffs. But the Heat just trying to get into the playoffs right now as we speak. This Rockets game for both teams, a lot of juice right there, and it doesn't get much easier as the Spurs, they come to town. Then you go to Cleveland for 2 games. And the thing I thought about this, Vlad, Tyler Hero and Norman Powell have not played together a lot this season, but the sample size is 5-9, 5 wins, 9 losses. If the season plays out like that, and it basically finishes relatively to what they've done so far, there's no way the Heat can keep both of those guys next season.
I think we're watching the final games of Tyler Hero's career.
I thought it was the opposite way. Norman Powell.
I think you're not keeping both.
Neither nor.
I think Tyler will be probably using the trade package to get somebody back, and I don't know if you're going to give Norman an extension. I mean, Norman probably. I love his story, love his journey, but at 33, are you willing to give a guy 4 years?
And he hasn't been exactly healthy as of late,
right? But he did earn an All-Star in his first year as a starter, or to up until the injuries, and Tyler's going to be 7-8 years with the team, and he's probably going to want that max contract. But has he really played to that contract? Has he earned that contract? No, he hasn't. Yeah. So then what? The only guy you keep on that roster is 13.
Yeah, that's a no doubter,
and everybody else is, to me, is.
So we can kind of play both sides of it. If you're the Heat and you're negotiating with Tyler Hero's agent, the agent says he's a homegrown guy. He can get you buckets. He's committed to this team. You know who he is. He's an elite scorer in this league. He's the most offense you got. If you're the Heat, you're like, well, he hasn't always been healthy. And the time he was hurt in the playoffs and we made a run, we seem like sometimes we play better without him. We can always find a guy to score 20 points. We did so with Norman Powell.
For every pro you can give Tyler,
he got
a con.
You're right. For every pro, there's a con.
And unfortunately, the con for Norman is his age to me.
That would be my biggest con.
That's my biggest worry. That's my biggest worry.
And if he had a season where he was as good as he's been and stayed 100% healthy, that would benefit him, because you can go to the table and say he might be 32, but he's healthy. He played healthy all season with his injury.
If the record was better.
Yeah, and you got to pump the brakes, a little bit, because he did get injured. And you can say, well, he played when he was healthy all season. For the most part, he was really good. And you can be like, yeah, but now he's gotten older and now he's hurt and he's banged up. And I know kudos for him trying to fight through it, but how much money do you want again? Interesting.
I think it's time. I think it's a reset for this team, and they got to make a move during the off season. Like, they have to. They really have to. Like, no more.
It's not working. It's working if you want to get into play-in.
You got to be sick and tired of playing. Like, when you had us believing, that's the thing that bothered me, right? Because I see the team for what they were. I said, and I came up to you, I was like, man, they got a pretty good 8-man rotation.
I thought they do. I think they do,
but then I'm like, but they're not winning. And I'm like, all right, they are what their record. Bill Parcells is right. You are what your record says you are.
It is.
So you got that 7-game winning streak, and then during that winning streak, it wasn't like you were beating like chumps. You were beating some good teams. So it was like, okay, cool. You had the little stumble against Orlando. Orlando has mind control over you. There's nothing you can do about it. All right, they just have mind control over you this season. But okay, now you're playing Charlotte. Charlotte, to me, was coming off a West Coast trip. This was a winnable game. You've always played well against them. They smacked y'all by 30, bro. That fourth quarter was ridiculous.
Yeah,
that was still a winnable. That was still a competitive game, and in the fourth quarter they smacked y'all. And then the Laker game happened. Now you're on a 3-game losing streak. And to me, those first 3 games were the winnable games. of this 7 games.
Yeah, those are the ones I thought we could get ahead of everything. Let's pace ourselves.
Like if you went 2-1 in those 3 games, I'd have been like, all right, cool. You could steal a game. Houston, if the way they were struggling, but they got off their little schneid by busting Atlanta's ass yesterday. And Atlanta was like I said, the hottest team in the league. You got San Antonio. They're 9 out of 10 in their last 10. Then you got Cleveland, who's wants to remain in the top 5 or in the top 6. They want to be able to see if they can get they'll be able to keep home court advantage over Toronto, who's the 5th seed. So, and that's a team that also wants to keep you away from muddling up that whole playoff picture. So you can go 0-7 or 1-6, 0-7 this 7-game stretch. You are what you are, bro. You're Plainville. You're the Kings of Plainville.
Going into this stretch as we beat the Milwaukee Bucks, I really thought we'd find a way to win at least 1 game against the Magic. We'd beat the Hornets because that's a good matchup. We'd lose to the Lakers because I do believe in the Lakers. We'd beat the Rockets. At this point, you're 3-1. Lose to the Spurs because they're the Spurs. And you just split with the Cavaliers, and you're pretty much where you need to be.
4-3.
You're pretty much where you need to be.
I'll be like, all right, cool.
Now you're already looking at you'd have to win out the rest of the games to go 4-3 in this 7-game stretch.
I don't see that happening.
I don't see, and there's just this Heat team's not consistent
Not when you got to play 3 of those 4 games on the road.
Yeah, then this Heat team's not consistent enough to put together 4 good games against good teams where they can win. So, what does that tell you?
No, well,
what did we say?
No, Dan. It's not this Heat team. It's this Heat team when they have 2 guys back in the lineup.
That's what got us hopeful because now you got more firepower. Let's see, Norman Powell and Tyler Hero can get it together.
And it also shows how valuable Andrew Wiggins is.
We do need, that was one of my contingent parts of being a team that can make a run would be that Andrew Wiggins needs to come back, and he's been out and he will continue to be out. He is the linchpin because he actually gives you length, gives you defense, gives you scoring. He gives you a lot.
He's the actual guy that with him there, you don't have to put both of those players on the court together.
Yeah, true.
Because if he's there, you just put one of them there with him. So Tyler comes in. Tyler with Wiggy, cool. Tyler needs a rest. You put Norman Wiggy, you're cool.
You still get the scoring, and you still get
right. You're still gonna get somebody a wing play. You still somebody who can get his own shot, make a shot, all of that. But this is not good. This Norman Tyler combo 5-9, and they've been ever since they returned back 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, that is the other bad part of it all, and that has not helped people like me who thought that this would be more firepower, the more better. They just haven't figured it out. And I think a big part of it is Andrew Wiggins not playing. I feel as though Andrew Wiggins, when he comes back, this team will be vastly improved. But when's he going to come back? And is it going to be too little too late? Because we know Andrew Wiggins, great player. He's not a guy like Jimmy Butler that can just put the team on his back in the playoffs and make a deep run. I think I'm not going out on a limb saying that.
No. But I mean, he could be the second best player on your team.
He's like Jalen Waller. He's a really good 2. He's probably better than most 2s. He's one of the top 2s out there.
He's more better 3, but he could be a 2 in a playoff
Andrew,
series.
I think people devalue Andrew Wiggins sometimes.
I'm not devaluing. I'm just saying, if he was your 3.
Oh yeah, look, he did that over there in Golden State, and they won championships, or a championship.
Yeah.
They won a championship. Yeah, it's pretty darn
But
good.
he became the 2 because Clay was struggling at that time.
Yeah, he was going down a little bit. But yeah, oh man. So needless to say, big game tonight for the Miami Heat right here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Just they got to stop the losing streak. You can't have that 4.
You can't get healthy without stopping the bleeding. So stop the bleeding tonight, and then we'll worry about Victor Wembanyama.
That's what dude. I'm looking forward to Monday night's game because the kid is just an alien, and he's playing crazy right now.
Didn't he hit a game winner the other night?
He had a game winner on Thursday. I think did they win? Did they win last night? No, they're playing tonight probably. They're playing Indiana tonight. That's
goodness.
Yeah. So
go ahead and
they're
pencil
gonna
that one in.
So they're gonna win, and then hopefully you gotta hope that the Miami flu can get them. Because after you beat Indiana, you're flying to Miami instantly.
Sure didn't get the Lakers.
Well, Lakers, no, they couldn't because Lakers got in too late.
They stayed out late. They got in late.
No, they didn't go out. they just by the time they got out, it was like, nah, it's 5 o'clock, 4:30. Ain't nothing popping off right now. Yeah, no. But San Antonio, them young boys, yeah, you can get Dylan Harper.
Stephon Castle.
Yeah, they can get Miami flu if they're flying in tomorrow. Oh man, what's popping still on Sunday night? Is it Live?
Yeah, I mean, Liv is popping.
Live is still popping. Yeah, they can get some trouble, but I still don't think it's gonna matter because I still think they'll beat Miami on some Monday.
Well, I don't know though. Victor Wembanyama has had fits playing up against Bam Adebayo in the past. Of course, that was when in his younger days, as you like to say, even though he's extremely young still. Bam Adebayo has had good matchups
and Kalel as well.
Okay, so yeah, he's had some problems with them. Now, Stephon Castle has cooked against the Heat in the past. I guarantee that.
De'Aaron Fox
has cooked against everybody in the league. So yeah, Spurs got a good team, man.
Yeah,
but you know what?
But that's what I'm saying.
They don't hand out lollipops and backpats in this league. You got to get wins. So should be fun. But tonight, take care of business. Stop the bleeding, then try to get healthy as the games go on.
I think Tyler's going to start a fight with Amen Thompson. Maybe that's the way to get this team out.
We know Tyler. He's done some fighting in the past with guys like Kevin Durant, Amen Thompson.
Oh,
always against the Rockets.
KD might be upset and want to get revenge for that trash talking.
Some of the others that said
a couple of weeks ago
said, man, Tyler really got to him. He had a bad night against the Heat. I was like, he had 34.
Oh, I mean, that might be.
Is that a bad night?
Well, if that's a bad night.
If he has a good night.
What's he gonna do today?
Whoo! Come on tonight, 8:00 tip, 6:45 preheat with Alejandro Solana, Tommy Tige, Jason Jackson, Alejandro Solana, and Tommy Tige with the post game. We're gonna do some something or nothing next here on 104.3 FM WQAM. running down some something or nothing, some of the things that are happening. And Vlad, my cousin, going to tell me whether it's something or nothing at all. So you can rest your head easy tonight, knowing that these issues have been solved. Taurus Reed of UConn had one of the games, if not the game of the tournament so far. He had 31-27 last night as UConn defeated Furman 82-71. UConn will now take on UCLA 31-27. Vlad, is that something or nothing?
That's something, Dan. You put up a 30-20.
Almost put up a 30-30.
That's crazy.
I mean, I can understand if you score 31 and have like 3 rebounds. I can understand if you have 27 rebounds and only put up a couple points. That man's doing work.
He was working.
And actually needed it, man, because that game was close for most of the game.
I did notice that. Some games have been a little bit closer with some of the top-ranked teams, and then there's been teams who just mollywopped up.
Florida, the Gators last night. Woo! Boat raced it.
Just beat down. But it's the tournament. We'll see what's up.
That's the thing. Like, and as bad as our Duke against Siena just took it to them. Duke, crawled out with their tail between their legs and barely got the win. Duke could look like world beaters tonight.
They could.
Just one of those things.
You got Michigan blew out St. Louis 95-72. So they advanced to the Sweet 16. And the next games are going to be Michigan State versus Louisville. Louisville shocked me because I thought with their player not playing that they would have lost. But they did.
They took care of business. Michigan State. And we got some good games later on. And for the most part, I felt as though the Miami Hurricanes took care of business last night. They did
games were very impressive.
Yeah.
I was impressed. The fact that they had the lead, I think, throughout the whole first half. Missouri made a run.
Mm-hmm.
They made some runs. They hit a couple of 3-pointers there, and then Miami went on an offensive drought. But then Mr. Henderson and Mr. Donaldson and Mr. Renault, they played well. They played very big down the stretch, especially Malik. Malik was getting whatever he wanted inside and outside.
Yeah. They were very impressive at the very end of the game, towards the end of the game, to where they made the end of the game, the very end of the game, no doubter right there. So for the rest of the world that hasn't seen or listened or heard much about the Miami Hurricanes, I think if they stayed up late or not as late as we did on the East Coast, watch that game, they were probably pretty impressed at the solid performance.
Yeah, they didn't shoot the 3-pointer well, but they made clutch threes. If you understand what I'm saying, like they made the threes that they did hit were so important and significant when they hit them. Yeah. So when they shot and hit them. So
get ready. 12-10 tomorrow against second-seeded Purdue from St. Louis. Foo Fighters lead singer Dave Grohl, he addressed his infidelities in his marriage and says he goes to therapy 6 days a week. Something or nothing.
I mean, it's something I would have publicly announced to people. Like,
well, he did not publicly announce it. He had a child out of wedlock.
So, I mean, okay, child out of wedlock. So many people have child out of wedlock. Doesn't mean that,
But, Dave Grohl, he was in Nirvana. He's seen as the nicest guy in rock music, and everybody loves him. And then, he kind of had this quote-unquote black eye because it was revealed that he was running around on his old lady and that he has a kid outside of marriage. So, but now he's going to therapy 6 days a week.
Therapy for 6 days a week?
That's got to be costly.
Nah, I think he's having affairs with the therapist.
I went to get better and it got worse.
No, she made everything better.
I'm going to therapy a couple times.
6 days a week for therapy? Come on, bro.
I mean, it's like, do you really need to work out?
An hour? Like, come on. How long is that therapy? An hour? Like, I'm not wasting an hour of my day for 6 days. Wait a minute, that's on a weekend. I'm coming on a Saturday?
Yep.
Get out of here.
Why are you going to therapy Saturday night at 10 o'clock? Got to do what you got to do.
Why are you so dressed and wearing cologne?
You don't have to wear cologne to your therapy session. Sometimes we go long. So I don't know. We go long.
Bruce Marlin's right. If you have to go to therapy 6 days a week, you're too broken to be fixed. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay to just admit you're broken. You're broke. Can't fix it.
I'm sorry, Dave. Sorry.
Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Detroit recently held something called Robo Wars.
What is this, RoboCop?
Robots fought each other to the death.
Wasn't RoboCop from Detroit?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
so there's a statue we talked about it going up in Detroit of RoboCop.
Yeah, it's nothing.
You wouldn't like to see some robots go
I saw RoboCop.
Toe to toe in the middle of a cell.
In Detroit, I expected it. Wait, in a cell?
Well, they're just fighting it out.
Wasn't there another movie like that with Hugh Jackman? Wait, was it Robot? I don't know, where he was using a robot to be like an MMA fighter or something to that effect.
That's what I thought Rocky IV was all about.
Nah, Rocky IV was about the Russians, man. Drago.
I thought he was a machine at first.
He was, but he bled.
If he dies, he dies.
If I can change, maybe you can change, then we all can change.
I want to say
with the worst Mikhail Gorbachev doppelganger I've ever seen in my life. That was horrible.
I want to say, since a long time since I've seen Rocky IV, I want to say when they inject.
Oh, when they inject Jago?
Yeah, but they just show a needle squirting like steroids, don't they? They don't show them actually putting it in.
They were playing so much of the stereotype of what's going on in East Germany at that time.
They didn't inject him. They just showed us
a big ass needle with like
screenshot of just like steroids flying out of it.
It's just like, yeah. Poor guy.
Oh man. One of the greatest movies of all time, by the way.
Yeah, man.
Erling Haaland, you know him. Man City. He is investing in the World Championship Tour of chess, feeling as though it's the next spectator sport. Something or nothing.
It's something. Something I know Man City fans are upset, man. We better focus on beating Real Madrid and always getting eliminated by them every Champions League. Yes, we are to the quarters to go face Bayern Munich.
Ooh, tough challenge.
Oh my gosh.
There's no easy ones in the
Champions League.
In Champions League, in the Europa.
Hala Madrid.
Oh man. Chelsea's out, so just keeping an eye on the games. Man City. No, wait. Who did I see get whooped the other day? It was I want to say Real Madrid.
No, we didn't get whooped. They beat
No, they whooped.
Oh, they beat Man City. Yeah, 5-1.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I watched that. That was on St. Patrick's Day.
First leg was in at the Bernabeu, and
you get down.
They won 3-0. They won 3-0, and then the second one could have been worse, to be quite honest with you. Vinny Jr. was messing around. He scored 2 goals, but he really could have had like a hat trick.
Did he hit the penalty kick and did the cry thing?
Yeah, he did that. And then, but he really could have.
When you're on 6-1 on Ragger,
yeah, it could have been worse. But Man City, it's probably I think it's time for Pep to go, bro.
Could be time.
I think it's time for Pep to break apart with Man City.
Did you hear? Your former home of New York City has moved up the list as third most likely place to get abducted by aliens in the United States.
Yeah, but we shooting them.
Number 1, Washington State. Number 2,
the state of Washington.
Yes, they like the mountains.
So time out. How is the state of Washington number 1, but the city of New York is number 3?
They said likely place. So it's about
the whole state of Washington.
Over the past 30 years, sightings that have been recorded of UFOs. Washington's had the most, therefore you have the highest likelihood of being taken.
All right, what's number 2?
Delaware. That's not a joke.
And number 3 is New York City or New York State?
New York City.
Do you understand what I'm saying here? This is all the first 2 are states.
But you're missing the point of its places. It's not states. They're relegating however they want to relegate. So you have a better chance in Washington State, anywhere in the state.
Anywhere in the state. That's what I'm saying.
Anywhere else in the United States.
Anywhere in the state. So it could be Bellevue. It could be Rainier. It could be Seattle, Tacoma.
Yeah.
It could be any of those spots.
It could be
Racine. It could be all those spots.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And in Delaware, it could be Wilmington. It could be anywhere.
Continue listing.
But in New York, but number 3 is just the city of New York. It's not the state of New York.
Well,
where it could be Binghamton, Buffalo.
No, don't get
Syracuse.
Don't get Rochester mixed up.
It's the city.
The 5 boroughs.
The 5 boroughs of hell. Yeah, you could come.
If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
If an alien could come in there, but believe you, they're gonna have to deal with the people of New York.
That's what I think. That's why I think it's third on the list and not number 1. It would be number 1,
but
but people in Washington are so nice.
Aliens gonna realize what Streets Need a Body's all about.
I don't know about people from Delaware. I've never met.
I don't know about Delaware.
Have you ever met anybody from Delaware?
But go ahead. Go.
Have you met anybody from Delaware?
Yeah, I used to go to Delaware a lot.
Oh, you go?
Mm-hmm.
Go to the beach? You go to the beach?
No, I never went to the beach out there. But go ahead, alien. Come on.
You know they're listening too.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Come on. Come to New York City.
Oh, man.
You could go to New York. They're going to look at you and be like, yo, get out of here. They talk to them so filthy. They'll fly back to whatever planet they are. We don't play, man. We don't play. Let them come to Miami. You think Miami plays?
I mean, it depends how much money they have.
Come on, man.
If they got money, I mean, that'll be
Man, get out of here,
They'll
bro.
be at Club Space. They already are at Club Space. What am I talking about?
Yeah,
that freaked me out the other night when I was walking through the Floyd in space, and they had those aliens that were in, I don't know, suspended in water. That freaked me out, man. At 4 a.m. Whew.
What?
I was at space in Club Floyd. Realistic. I was leaving at 4 a.m. And as I was walking by space, I saw the aliens that they have in the suspended in the water. True story. Or may it was 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's a great joke, Bruce Mama. I can't say it.
I've been out all night.
It's a great joke.
Our girl Alex Links. She says she spent over $100,000 on plastic surgery and claims that her face is now frozen in time.
I would expect so.
She's 36.
Nasty.
It looks good.
Mm-hmm. It's like a crack egg.
That's a lot of plastic surgery.
Yeah, you spent 6 figures on
where does that money come from?
That's one. And sooner or later, you're just not going to like yourself.
Yeah, look at the people who have addictions like her to plastic surgery. It gets to be too much.
And then they take it out and then start feeling better about themselves. Really, Ma? Really?
You got to put a cap on your spending when it comes to plastic surgery. You got to put a cap. You got to set limits. It's like gambling.
You need all that attention that you're spending 6 figures.
Her face is frozen in time. And last but not least, our new favorite story, the Afro Man saga.
I love Afro Man saga.
I went into the details. So here's what happened. A couple of years ago, he wasn't at home, but the police bust down his door, and they were trying to charge him with drug trafficking and kidnapping. They didn't find very much, but for some reason,
they stole his money.
Afro Man claims that they took $400 from his house. And here's where it gets really weird. Apparently, some of the police officers were very enamored or very hungry and wanted some lemon cake that was on his kitchen counter. So they apparently took $400 from him.
And some lemon cake? You gotta go.
So this is what Afro Man did. Being the wise, crafty, creative artist, comedian, just overall talented person he is.
Mm-hmm.
He decided to take his home footage from his security cameras and make songs about what happened and share it on YouTube.
Rightfully so.
Millions and millions and millions of views later, the police say, you know what? We're suing you for $4 million because we can't go anywhere without people heckling us and giving us a hard time for breaking into your house, kicking down your door, scaring your 2 under teenage children and wife when you were away. And you can't profit off of us, even though it's your security cameras, your footage that you have a right to. So Afro Man said, look, I'm invoking my First Amendment rights, freedom of speech. It's my video. It's my music. I'm not saying anything that's not true. I'm not slandering anybody. The footage is there. So they take him to court. Afro Man won. Showed up. Did you see him on the last day when they read the verdict?
Yeah, man.
He was dressed in a suit of the American flag.
He's gonna make. You saw that after his verdict, the numbers for his song has gone up.
He's probably made over $1 million from this. And you know what? He didn't ask for the $400 back. He didn't ask for a lemon cake back. He just said, "This is for the people of America."
And guess what?
Job.
And if you thought you were embarrassed by the video, the people that were suing got more embarrassed because now everybody knows your story and just know about your claims and just saw it. They all figured your claims were just unwarranted, and now you're lost. So you definitely took many more L's than what you were expected.
And last but not least, what I would say is, as you're busting someone, do you really need a piece of lemon cake that bad? Let it go. I wouldn't be thinking about food at that time.
I don't know, man. Might be some good lemon cake, bro.
Might have been some lemon cake. And you never know in Afro Man's house, that lemon cake could be magic, special. So maybe they were, I think I know, we all know what they were really doing. Trying to shake the man down. They're trying to make him Diddy. Maybe not. But Afro Man won. He's a patriot. We talk about patriots, In the past couple of weeks, we have a few outstanding cases. Look, we saw Venezuela win the World Baseball Classic, great for their country. We saw the U.S. men's hockey team win, great for the country. Now we have Afro Man, Great for the country.
Oh, man. RVA Richie said they're appealing, saying the jury's tainted. How was the jury tainted? Oh, man. Let's go to break.
Free Afro Man. Oh, he's already free. What am I talking about? We're back after this on 104.3 FM, WQAM.
ACDC is coming to Vegas in August, and we've got a chance for you and a friend to go. It's 747 free.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
March Madness continues, especially for us here in South Florida, as the Miami Hurricanes, on a season that has been, when I say surprising, it's been surprising that as of a couple of months ago, the only person that was in the basketball program, period, was one head coach, Jay Lucas. He's totally rebuilt that organization from the ground up, and they will play in the second round of the NCAA tournament tomorrow against Purdue at 12:10. Honestly, I'm not even being stupid about this. Whenever their season ends, whenever, and it could be tomorrow, it could be a couple of weeks down the road, I wouldn't mind if Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan just have a sit down with Jay Lucas. I know it's different sports and everything, but just say, what are some of the factors you feel as though was something that helped you have such success at such an accelerated rate? Maybe there's just being in the room with people like that, I think sometimes helps. I'm not even being stupid. Like, this isn't me like being like, oh, like, I really think, just even if you get some inspiration from the whole sit down, I don't think it would hurt. I would be for that.
I never thought about that.
I'm sure they're not going to do it. Don't get me wrong, but these guys do talk. Like, we've heard Eric Spoelstra say that he's talked with Mario Cristobal and Jim Larinaga on the phone and stuff like that. These guys do kind of interact with each other because they are kind of in a brotherhood, even though they do different sports and different organizations.
Coaching is a fraternity.
Yeah, running teams is a fraternity,
and we've known about the cross of sports, like the cross mixing of sports. We know that during the Big Three era, I think Spo went to Oregon to see how Chip Kelly ran his offense, just to get an idea as to how to utilize LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh, and how he can utilize the way they ran their offense the same way in the NBA. So yes.
And remember, what was the big takeaway from that Oregon visit?
I don't remember.
Chris Bosh going to the corner for 3-pointers.
So yeah,
I mean, like, it does kind of make a little bit of sense,
I mean, just to talk about just how to. I mean, they there. You know what? I'm not knocking it. The more I think about it, that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I mean, if you put a room of coaches together, they each gonna feed off each other. They'll pick up something that they didn't even know, just by conversation. So it's not crazy that coaches from different sports talk to each other and gain some ideas on how to utilize what they can utilize from one sport in their respective sport.
Who do you have winning March Madness? I haven't even asked you.
Arizona.
Yet. You have Arizona. Okay. Mm-hmm. I picked Duke, so we'll see. Of course, it's so early. Nobody can tell. But my bracket is not perfect. I'll tell you that. The only reason I really filled one out, Vlad, was just in case I had to have evidence that I got the first perfect bracket ever. And that went away pretty quickly.
Dude, game one, every 43, like half the field didn't have a perfect bracket. And I think by the end of Thursday night, maybe like 4%.
The first game was Ohio State.
Yeah.
And the winner, TCU. TCU looked
right.
Really good.
Now, I think a lot of people had Ohio State.
I can't even remember, to be honest with you. I picked it at 5 a.m.
I'll tell you this right now. Siena upset Duke. Everybody's bracket would have been effed up.
Woo! Have you ever had your champion lose in the first round?
No.
I did one time with Kansas.
No.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, like, you want to talk about anticlimactic.
But I've had my champion lose in the second round.
Okay. Yeah, I've had that. So I've had once. Honestly, the same team. I picked Kansas. I usually did it kind of as a gag. I always picked Kansas, even if I believed it or not. One year they lost in the first round and I had them winning. Then another year they won it. So I've had it on both sides. And I think the best I've ever done for a Final Four is 2 out of 4, I want to say.
Damn.
I've
had all 4 before.
You've had all 4?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And it doesn't count if you just have all 4 number 1 seeds and you do that. That doesn't count. It has to be. You have to strategically, or at least you have to give me reason why you picked all 4 number 1 seeds, other than just, I like the higher seeds. It has to be strategy. You can't just do it. But yeah, so I don't know. I love all these games, and I love seeing these early games with teams like Siena that are feisty against a Duke team. Feisty against a Duke team. And last night, seeing Miami and Missouri go do battle out in St. Louis, which isn't too far out west. Some would argue Midwest more than West, but nonetheless, nice little trip out there to St. Louis. Love St. Louis. If anybody's listening in St. Louis, go to the Hill, go get some Italian food and enjoy yourself. Get ready for the Hurricanes game tomorrow at 12:10. The first game on Sunday.
Crazy that man, that's nasty.
It's weird.
Right?
You play the very last game of the first round, and then you play the first game 2 days.
I mean, listen,
24 hours, 36 hours later.
They want the juicy games for for everyone to watch. So tomorrow, I believe that St. John's, Kansas is the big game.
That's going to be a game,
right? Looking at the schedule, Miami, Purdue. I mean, they at least the noon game. You're the standalone game, so you're the first game. Everybody's watching you.
Show the whole world.
Then you got Kentucky, Iowa State. Then you got Kansas, St. John at 5:15.
And Iowa State, of course, one of their star players really hurt his ankle yesterday. So that's what makes it a little more interesting because Kentucky did not look particularly great yesterday.
They won.
They did win, survive in advance against Santa Clara.
But yeah, they have St. John's, Kansas, which is going to be the standalone CBS game.
Might have to watch that one tomorrow.
And then you have Virginia, Tennessee. You have Florida, Iowa. You have Arizona, Utah State. And then you have UConn, UCLA at 8:45. And then you got Texas Tech, Alabama as the final game of round 2.
All right. Let's get to those headlines. As we talked about the Miami Hurricanes basketball team, the margin of victory was 14 yesterday, 80-66. Pretty good defense, by the way. Only giving up 66 points to a Missouri team. Panthers, they did lose to the Calgary Flames 4-1. The Seattle Kraken come to town Tuesday at 7. Panthers games are still packed, though, Vlad. I've been seeing them on TV and hearing people going to them. Panthers fans are die hard, man. Even though the season seems to be somewhat of a wash, they're not even going to make the playoffs. They're still heading out there. They're still representing for their team.
Okay, because I've noticed they played a lot of road games over the last second part of the season. So, I mean, we'll see. They got 2 games coming up. We'll see.
Okay. Dolphins will have a record $182 million in dead cap space for 2026. That one hurts a little bit. That one hurts. A lot of it's Tua Tagovailoa. Gambled against ourselves, bet against ourselves, or what do you call it? Negotiated against ourselves.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, said. He's like, there was no one else in the Tua sweepstakes except for Miami, and Miami found a way to drive up.
Well, I'm not going to say
cost.
That. Listen, it's an unholy trinity, and one of the key members of the old unholy trinity came up and said, we need to sign this man, and Stephen Ross, Boss Ross, paid the man the money, and that was it. The market was the market, and that was said. And Mike McDaniel said you guys needed Tua Tagovailoa to be your head coach, and they gave him the contract. And ever since giving those contracts to Tua, Waddle, Ramsey, McDaniel, it's not been good for the Miami Dolphins. Two below 500 seasons.
Who of the unholy trinity? Let's rank least liked. I would say it's Chris Greer.
No, Chris Greer is number 1.
Tua is number 2. Mike McDaniel's number 3.
Yeah, McDaniel started. Yeah, because McDaniel was winning with some guys, and I think the last good McDaniel memory was the Buffalo Bill victory, and then if that was him at elbow room, just giving them the face.
Was him.
So I believe that was the last good McDaniel memory.
See, I thought that was kind of a low point. Not the win, but he drove by the elbow room and all that stuff. And the Buffalo Bills fans, I was like, would any other coach in this league do that? Like,
they might. McVay might do it. Shanahan, I think Kyle would do it.
Like
Liam Cohen might do it. He looks like a type.
I thought it was a fake picture because he's got to have better things to do. Apparently not.
Hey, man, they buy the crib, man. If somebody,
it is right by his house.
It's like if you buy my house and then I'm heading home after beating your team, and then you're still out there celebrating or acting. I'm gonna look at you a certain way. But if we're doing the ranking.
Yeah, it's definitely Chris Greer.
Greer's number 1.
$182 million in dead space this year.
2 was number 2, and then McDaniel's number 3.
Yeah.
But all 3 had to go.
Yep. You couldn't keep any of them. They all had to go. Canes baseball team, they defeated Creighton 9-4. The 2 play again tonight at 6 o'clock. Dolphins, they got 2 special teamers, long snapper Tabor Pepper and punter Bradley Pinion. Marlins, they're taking on the Cardinals right now in spring training baseball as the season is basically here, Vlad. Friday is first pitch. Are you going to be at the game?
I don't know. Cardinals are up 6-4 on the Marlins, bottom of the 8th.
And look at it. Xavier Edwards has gone 2 for 3 today. So has Griffin Conine with a
I
home
don't
run.
know. I don't know. I like to be there. I would love to be there, but I don't know. Everything's up in the air.
Jansen Junk pitched today. Not very good outing for him, though.
Yeah, your boy. Look at that. Praising him. Oh, yeah, he's got the fifth
Saving
spot.
it for the season.
He ain't saving nothing. He's going to be, he'll be in the bullpen. He's the long reliever.
3 innings pitched, 4 runs given up, 7 hits.
He's the long reliever.
That was a junk outing right there. That was a junk outing. I'm sorry. You got to be honest when I'm honest. Inter Miami continue MLS play Sunday. That is tomorrow at 1 against NYCFC. So fire up the old tablet and while you're watching the Canes basketball game or listening to the Canes basketball game, you can keep an eye on the Herons. The Heat expect to cut Terry Rozier before the postseason to free up a spot. They're in Houston taking on the Rockets at 8. Miami Tennis Open tournament continues today. Some of the big boys and girls are showing up for these final days because it was preliminaries earlier, and now it's starting to get to the nitty-gritty, as we like to say. And the Canes women's basketball team did defeat Georgia Southern 82-56 in the Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament. They're going to host Wisconsin tomorrow at noon.
Wibbit?
It's called the Wibbit. Wibbit.
It's the Wibbit.
It's the Wibbit. So they're in the Wibbit.
All right.
I need to look at this bracket. I will. You know what? That's for a different time and a place. That's for me on a Wednesday afternoon before.
That's on your time.
Yeah, that's on my time. Right now, it is time to go take a step into the day spa. Good. I needed the drum roll for that one. You're going to need it for this one, Vlad, because this is right up your alley. A man was looking up directions on Google Maps the other day, starting from his house.
Okay.
And he caught a still shot, because you can watch the of his wife cheating on him.
Nasty work. Really?
Destination divorce. Yeah.
How did he?
At the ground level stuff. Her and him are leaving the house together.
So you saw a picture of that?
Yeah, still shot.
Were they embracing, or is
Yeah,
just
it was a little something. It was holding hands and walking out the house together.
So when he confronted her, what did she say?
I had to admit it. He had receipts. Man, you're just trying to get somewhere, man. And
was it far from the house?
I don't know where he was going. He said he's checking out Google Maps.
No, but I'm saying that's her man, that's his boy or something. Like, how far was the? How far was this rendezvous?
Probably he had a little sneaking suspicion already, and then when he saw him,
I think he just put the location. I think he just had a tag. He knew where she was going, bro.
No, he was just trying to get from his house to somewhere, and when he opened up the Google Maps, it starts at your house because it's giving you directions. He saw the picture and he said, "Whoa, hold up." Man, that's a tough way to.
That'd be messed up if it's like somebody he knows.
Probably. I mean, I would guess probably so. I don't know that the statistics on cheating, but isn't it usually somebody that you know?
That's what I'm saying. Like for the Google Maps, like what if he was gonna go see his boy and his boy's having relations with his wife? That's messed up.
I mean,
it is what it is.
Google Maps is the best. Mm-hmm. Man. Let's get back into the March Madness next. It's been fun. We're going to have some more fun throughout the day, throughout tomorrow, but 12:10 tomorrow, high noon plus 10 minutes is going to be when the Miami Hurricanes try to shock the world and beat the Purdue Boilermakers. Back after this on 104.3 FM, WQAM. got some pretty good, what would you call it, pedigree. He played at Monteverde right here in South Florida. Ben Simmons represent.
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons played at Monteverde.
Oh, come on.
Monteverde. But Monteverde, one of the powerhouses in high school basketball. Then he played for Indiana 3 years before transferring to Miami this year. So in case you didn't know, Malik Renew, first team All-ACC, by the way, in this 1 year. Back-to-back Geico high school basketball national titles for Monteverde. Woo!
Played very well last night.
I mean he's played all year.
He's played very well, but last night he wasn't going to let that team down. I give so much credit to him, Shelton Henderson, and Trey Donaldson. Those three were just magnificent last night.
Absolutely. Malik Renew, a 5-star coming out of Monteverde.
So
3 years at Indiana. His sophomore year, he averaged almost 29 points a game. Don't sleep on Malik Renew, man. He's a baller. And Jay Lucas has a good team this year. It continues to go on, but he's got some big-time recruits coming in too. And I know nobody wants to hear all that, but nonetheless.
I mean, the Canes only play an 8-man rotation.
Yeah,
so,
they are. That is my worry.
That is a worry because if anybody gets in foul trouble,
right,
it might be a problem. But they also need a little bit more. Dante Allen came through and gave three. He hit 2 big threes, but you're gonna need a lot more against Purdue because you can't rely on Renaud, Henderson, and Donaldson. True Washington, I need a little bit more from you. You did score 9 points. You were good at the free throw line. They need to shoot better at the free throw line as well. 17 out of 29 is not good for the Miami Hurricanes.
It's good enough to get a win. I saw Dante Allen, his dad, Malik Allen, former Heat player and current Heat coach, assistant coach.
Oh, that's his pops?
Yeah, it's
okay.
They had a little story on it last night.
Okay.
Man. I was excited about that, man.
I was listening to the game, so I was producing the game, so I wasn't listening.
Well, I was watching it on the TV with no sound on, so because I was playing the tunes, man.
There you go. But yeah, shoot better from the free throw line, and shoot better for. 11 for 24 from 3 is not bad. So, yeah, they got a chance. I mean, everybody has a chance to be. I mean, once you get into the dance, everybody has a chance.
Exactly, but they did enough to win last night. Now it's going to take, like you said, it's going to take more because each and every game you're going to be stepping up, most likely in talent level, or at least you're going to be playing a hotter team.
But what I will give them credit, they crashed the F out the boards, man.
They did all the dirty work last night.
That's what they did. Impressive. They did the little things to win. And I just think they just need, like I said, tighten up on the free throw. 17 out of 29 is not good. If they're giving you opportunity to get free points, take it. You can't miss that against a quality team.
And it could be a little bit of nerves too. First game tournament. That always. I saw a lot of guys yesterday missing a lot of free throws because they're, first of all, college players, but second of all, there are some nerves there.
But when your starting lineup each have over 5 rebounds, that's impressive. And the way Reneau and Uday Jr. was getting offensive rebounds, like, look, they got 16 offensive rebounds. That's a lot.
That's good.
That is a lot.
That's solid. And this is the thing. I like their mental fortitude. Like last night, when the going got tough, they seem to get going. They're not one of those teams that withers away and makes makes a lot of mistakes and turns it over real fast. And, like, oh, no, the comeback is on. No, they played pretty tough down the stretch. They did it a couple of times this year. And in a lot of games this year where we thought it was kind of a trap game, they were able to win the game and, not with ease, but pretty solidly. And you're like, okay, this team has that toughness to them, which, we don't really know if that's what Jay Lucas has brought to this team because Jay Lucas is the first-time head coach.
Yeah, props to him, man.
He's just pushed all the right buttons this year for a team that, is brand new. It didn't take them any time to, quote-unquote, develop chemistry. It didn't take them a half a season. Just went in there and from the very beginning have been impressive. Now, tomorrow you got to go out there and continue that. And like you said, can't let little things eat you alive, like missing free throws or turnovers. They can't eat you up like that because Purdue have 2 of the best guards in the country back there. And they have a lot of size too. So they're a solid team, hence why they're a 2 seed.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the chat because you forgot to put you had our banner. You didn't put us on the camera.
Good job by me.
And they say the comments are hysterical. They say that we were smoking.
You never know what we're doing behind the curtain.
No, we can't see you. It's an improvement. That's hysterical.
I've heard that also. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Sorry about that. But we were so into the Canes conversation that we forgot to let you see us. But I'm excited for tomorrow afternoon. I think it's a bad job by the CBS by forcing them to play a noon game after less than 36 hours. But
I just wanted to come in, do our show, roll out, relax, watch the basketball game or listen to the basketball game, wherever I'm at, and then go to bed early. But no, and I got to get up early and get ready for the Canes game. And then after the Canes game, what am I going to do? Got to sit around. Then I got to, what would you call it? I'm supposed to meet someone, not romantically, but I'm supposed to meet someone at Bob's Your Uncle dive bar in my neighborhood. Just what would you call that? Just get together, hang out.
Is it
it's a friend? No, it's a male friend.
Oh yeah, just hanging out.
We're hanging out, drinking beer at a bar at Bob's Your Uncle, and if we meet people to talk to, we talk to people.
That's just going.
That's just going to the bar.
Just going to the bar.
You're supposed to meet a friend at the bar. That's what I should have said that. I don't know.
Okay, what's the problem?
I didn't know how to word it. I'm just meeting a friend at the bar. But
it?
that's the thing. Like the Canes game ends, and then I got to wait till like 6, 7 o'clock to go to the bar. I mean, what do I do to fill the time? I guess I'd go to the beach, maybe.
It's South Florida. You have many options.
A young man like myself, flush with cash. What would you want? What else do you want more?
This guy's talking like he don't know what to do.
I don't, man. I'm lost.
Jeez.
Tonight, though, you get the Miami Heat. And then when the Panthers are off for a couple of days.
Panthers are off till Tuesday. They need an off day. They need those days off.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
For what?
They've been traveling.
Oh, okay, for the travel.
Yeah, they need it. They're old. They travel. Let them look. Season's done in less than 10, 11 games. Would be good. All right. It's all about the U, and it's about hopefully the Heat.
The Heat got to do something, man.
Because if the Heat lose tonight, good God Almighty, that's 7. I see 7 in a row.
I mean, numbers or
7 in a row.
Logic would say yes.
Yeah, I see 7 in a row, and then you got Indiana, and then you have some tough games. You have games against Boston.
I just love how the best teams in the league are playing their best basketball right now, and the worst teams in the league, I know what's going on, but they're playing their worst basketball. We're seeing big win streaks and big losing streaks.
It's the thing is, before 3 games ago, you were saying, "Oh man, they're starting to play. They're starting to play their best basketball at the right time, right in the middle of March, heading to the playoffs. If they can get the streak." You're thinking, okay, get the guys coming back from injury, Wiggy, Norm, Tyler. They can get in the flow after this 83-point barrage by Bam. If they can get that right, cool. The Orlando loss was bad, but we were like, all right. They had mind control.
It's just a bad matchup, obviously. You lost all 5 games to them.
Okay, cool. But you made it close, and there were a couple of questionable calls, but okay, boom, a little bump on the road. But that Charlotte game,
I really thought Charlotte would be a get right, and you feel good because they're a good team. You beat them, you're like, all right, 2 wins on the road.
Even
recently.
Without Bam, that should have been a winnable game.
Yeah, you can't lose by 30 points.
You can't get smacked by 30. And
That's
then
rough.
The Lakers coming back off a back-to-back. They were in Houston. They won 2 key games against Houston to get the tie break over them in the Western Conference. They didn't come in until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Nobody knew if either the big 3 were going to play. Then you find out the big 3 is going to play for the Lakers. So that should motivate you enough to like, all right, their best players are playing. We got our guys. You win that game. You snap the streak. You beat a quality team, a team that's been playing some of the best basketball in the league. And Luka dropped a 60 burger on you, and old man LeBron had got a triple-double.
The chanting of MVP while Luka was shooting free throws at the end of the game better have been a lot of Lakers fans.
Yeah.
Better have been.
There were a lot of Laker fans and a lot of Slovenian fans and everything like
there
that.
There are a lot of Lakers fans everywhere you go.
Come on, man. You talk about Bron and Luka.
And also, yeah, they have 2 of the most popular players in the league before they were even with the Lakers. So, yeah.
And then now you're on a 3-game losing streak.
Ooh, and you got a tough road ahead.
You went from being in the top 6 to now being in the 8th, and you have a tough road, and you got tough 4 games, 3 of them on the road. And the home game is against the second best team in the league.
So is there any hope? Well, we'll figure it all out.
I don't see it.
Well, I'll give you some hope and sunshine in this last segment that's coming up in a minute. Hold tight. We promise to be back here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
On FM 104.3 or on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. Same great shows, same great games. Plus, you can use the rewind feature and listen to anything you missed. Go for it.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
We've got some really fun games
Word.
today in the NCAA tournament, not to mention, of course, the Miami Heat with a big game.
Right.
Stop the bleeding against the Houston Rockets tonight at 8 o'clock, 6:45, going to be the pregame. I was looking, so we saw Michigan defeat St. Louis earlier. Michigan State's up by 5 on Louisville at halftime. Then you get Duke TCU at 5:15. I have Duke winning, although TCU did look good against Ohio State the other day. Houston and Texas A&M at 6:10. That's a cool matchup because geographically they're very close to each other.
College Station in Houston?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of these kids might know each other too from high school days. Of course, nowadays it's not like it used to be, but I'm just saying, still it's a regional rivalry. I'm sure Texas A&M considers Houston little brother, while Houston is actually the better team, but it could be interesting. Gonzaga and Texas. I see Gonzaga taking care of business in that one. Mark my words.
Okay.
Illinois and VCU, a pretty crafty VCU team. I saw them together. 11 seed, 2 11 seeds. Texas and VCU are your 11 seeds that you should have picked this year. That's Illinois VCU at 7:50. Nebraska Vanderbilt. Very interesting because Nebraska got their first NCAA tournament win just the other day. That's an 8:45 game TNT. And Vanderbilt's got some good solid guard play. And then the last game of the night, a lot of people saying the best player in the tournament, Darren Acuff Jr., point guard for Arkansas, taking on upstart 12 seed High Point, who defeated Wisconsin the other day. Should have gone to school there, Vlad. I went to Wisconsin. I did my part of the tournament, man. You didn't do yours.
I got to St. Thomas. St. Thomas not going no tournament. FAU didn't get no tournament. It's not my fault.
I'm just saying the irony of if you'd have gone to High Point.
If I would have been the High Point, it would have been the best.
That's a 9:45 tip to a little late night, great night. High Point in North Carolina, by the way. And then, of course, tomorrow, all you got to worry about, it's all about the U. 12:10 tip-off, Miami, Purdue from St. Louis. It'll be right here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Also, tomorrow, the big game. I mean, you can't miss St. John's, Kansas, can you?
I won't.
I am definitely not missing that game.
I'm not, but I don't know if it's going to be everybody's going to be tuned into that, but yeah.
I would say at 5:15, that's going to be some high viewership. I will say that.
I mean,
and when I say high, I mean numbers wise. Not like High Point in Arkansas.
No, not like High Point. No, okay, I get what you're saying.
Well,
no, it's a big game. You're going two big time coaches in Pitino versus Bill Self. You got Darren Peterson, who's a top 5, was everybody's number 1, but people questioning his commitment
and his health.
So a great run in the tournament could quiet a lot of people's doubt.
I mean, you watch Darren Peterson, his not even highlights, just what he does in a game. It's like a video game, man. Like I am so, since we're using the word, I'm so high on him right now. The only question mark is the injuries.
The kid is good, bro.
I mean, but availability is an ability.
Yeah.
Now, Florida, Iowa. We got 2 number 1s playing tomorrow. Florida takes Iowa on at 7:10. Arizona takes on Utah State at 7:50. I probably will not watch either of those games because I have a feeling on what the outcome is going to be like.
Yeah, it's going to be blowouts, bro.
Yeah, they are. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. UConn, UCLA.
That could be a good one. That could be a good one.
Well, UConn's kind of reeling, but you never know. And the final game, Alabama, Texas Tech. I don't have much love for either of those schools. I might have to when I say go to bed early, start getting ready for bed at that time because I got to get up early the next day. And I got to get up early tomorrow because we got the early game, Miami, Purdue. Man, what a statement. Jay Lucas and the guys can get a win tomorrow against Purdue. And then when we say the national game, it is the first game. It is going to be the only game on. So anyone that's jonesing for basketball is going to be watching that game, although they've done a pretty decent job of spreading some of these games out. But it is the only game.
Yeah, they're trying to spread out a lot of games. If you notice, CBS gets the big games so that they could put on till 6 p.m. And then the cable channels, True TV, TBS, and TNT get the night games.
Now, if you're on the West Coast and you're jonesing for basketball, you're going to have to be up at 9 o'clock in the morning to watch that Purdue.
That's good.
Game.
Yeah, that's no problem for the West. That's not a problem.
Not a problem?
Not a problem.
9 a.m.?
Not a problem.
Miami, Purdue?
It's not a problem. They'll get up if they really had some gambling. You know, there's always gambling. People are going to get up for gambling, buddy.
My favorite thing about walking around casinos anywhere, but especially in Vegas, it takes you a lot of effort to find out if there's sunlight or moonlight outside. You have no window to the world in casinos, especially in Vegas. Like it could be 5 a.m., 5 p.m., noon, midnight. You don't know.
You're right.
Is that a beautiful thing? Vlad could be living in Vegas one day. He's thought about it.
Very soon.
He thought about it. He's thought about it. That's all I can say. Now is the time to be. I've heard now, if you like to gamble, is the time to be in Vegas. It is like
tournament time.
They say it's Mardi Gras, man.
It's tournament time, yeah. Tournament time. This
weekend.
It's like that.
Thursday through Sunday.
It's the biggest day for them.
They say there's massive groups of people just everywhere, live betting, living it all up, man. Pretty good. So yeah, I have Duke winning tonight. I have Houston beating Texas A&M, Gonzaga winning. Oh man, some of these other games, that's hard, man. Illinois, VCU's they're pesky. Vanderbilt, Nebraska. Vanderbilt, and Arkansas, and High Point. I got Arkansas. There's a lot of people saying Darren Aircuff Jr. could be the number 1 overall pick. He could be ahead of the likes of Darren Peterson of Kansas, even Cameron Boozer of Duke, and then, of course, A.J. DeBant.
Played his final game and dropped like 39.
Formerly of BYU.
He dropped 30 plus on them. We'll see.
They got some guys coming. I mean, supposedly, possibly coming out this year to the draft. So interesting, man. But yeah, should be a whole lot of fun. Vlad, what are you doing with the rest of the day? We're done. We're done until Monday, basically.
Hey, man. I'm trying to enjoy this day off, man. Been working a lot this week and this upcoming week. So yeah, now that we have a day off, I'm just gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just gonna chill, watch the rest of the tournament, watch some NBA, watch the Heat, Rockets, see what's up with them.
Yeah, I got to keep an eye on that tonight.
And get ready for the start. I don't know if I'm doing baseball draft. I might try to do a baseball draft this year.
A baseball draft because the Marlins are Friday, 7:10.
Marlins are Friday. Can't wait. Can't wait to hear them and see them play. So get the baseball season going. And then Monday is, I believe, the University of Miami's Pro Day.
No, Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday? I'm sorry. So it's Tuesday. So that's something I'm going to look at as well because I want to see how some Canes players going to fare.
And Carson Beck met with the Steelers earlier this week. Of course, they're always meeting, but that's one of the teams that he allegedly has spoken with and met with. And yeah, we're still, some draft analysts are saying that both Ruben Bain Jr. and Akeem Mesidor were going to go in the first round.
I do see, I see Ruben going. It depends on where Ruben's going to fall. Ruben could fall from.
A lot of people saying he won't get past 11 if he's available.
I think he could fall from like 4 to 13.
A lot of people are saying he's not going to make it past 11 if he's available.
Oh, 11 with the Dolphins?
Yeah. I mean, they need edge rushers, and let's keep it a buck. Just because John Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley kind of keep it a buck.
Let me tell you this.
They have not sang praises of Chop Robinson.
But also this. With everybody you're trading away a lot of your name players. If you bring in a homegrown hometown talent after the season that he gave this team, this city, this would definitely make what's expected to be a tough season just to see that Ruben's there. If you get some Cane players, like I said, you notice that they signed a lot of local players, home players whose hometown is here in South Florida, it would make what we watch in 2026 enjoyable.
It could pacify fans. Yeah, there's something about
it make it enjoyable, more enjoyable.
If your rookie edge rusher has a good season and he's a guy born and raised and played for the U in Miami,
he's a Miami Dolphin fan,
and I'm not taking anything, but as opposed to, let's say you draft a guy out of Iowa State and he has a good season, it's not. You're excited for it, but it's not the same.
They will love this. Upstart, this restart. They're gonna love that. They're gonna love the fact that the new nucleus is Miami based with a Miami guy there. So yes, if he falls to 11, 10 other teams made a big mistake. So their mistake would be the Miami Dolphin treasure. And I also think Akeem Mesidor is going to be a first round pick, and I think he might fall between Dallas or Tampa.
Yeah, I could see somewhere mid to late 20s, something like that. Like there's a premium on edge rushers that play big in big games. What can you say? There's teams that can always use that. But yeah, there would be some, even though they're totally revamping and redoing everything, some familiarity if a Ruben Bain Jr. or Akeem Mesidor would be with the Miami Dolphins. You feel as though it's one of your guys, even though they're a rookie. It's one of those guys. But yeah, they like most teams, they need a lot, Vlad. They need edge rushers, they need receivers, they need cornerbacks, they need
a lot. Of course, they
might need a running back come the next 72 hours. I've kind of talked myself into the likelihood of, don't be surprised if you hear Devon Achane gets traded.
Why wouldn't you be surprised?
They've tried to get rid of everybody else. Other than the only reason is because he's on that rookie contract. Once again, are you going to send Malik Willis out there? What?
I mean,
what?
It's good. It's gonna be barren there. You don't know what it's gonna be nasty.
Did
It
you
could
hear-
be nasty. You know what? Let me not say it's going to be because we don't know what's gonna happen. It could be nasty.
One
That's
quick
all
note,
I'm saying.
did you hear Nick Westbrook-Akine actually went to the Dolphins and said he played for the league minimum, and they said, no, thank you, next. But that's not as much of a knock on him as this team. That's how willing they are to just
They just don't
restart everything.
Yeah, they might have watched the film and saw the nastiness. They heard what went down. If you notice, a lot of former players were going on podcasts and explaining what went down in the locker room during the McDaniel New Year's. So maybe they just want to just erase anything from any aspect of the last regime, the past regimes.
I don't blame them. They're doing it their way. If it works, it's them. Kudos to them. If it fails, it's all on them.
Right.
They're taking accountability. They have no excuse. I don't think they're even trying to make an excuse.
I don't think so either.
I mean, $183 million in dead cap space. That hurts. Like, I mean,
that's always going to hurt.
Man, that really hurts. But, that's one of those things we'll do. And, we'll figure it all out as it goes. And hopefully they're figuring things out. But they definitely had a plan and they're sticking to it. And I give them kudos for that. And hopefully I'll give them more kudos as the season goes on. And this team will have some success and we'll grow with them. Other than that, we got to just cheer on the Miami Hurricanes basketball team tomorrow, baseball team tomorrow. Marlins getting ready for the season. Panthers ending their season. The Heat tonight, 8:00. And I'm, like I said, I'm not super stoked about the games at that time. Like, I don't need to really see Illinois VCU, although I'll keep an eye on it. Nebraska Vanderbilt, I don't really care that much. And then Arkansas High Point, I'll keep an eye on that one. But mostly I'm going to be focused on the U, man. I'm not the U, on the Miami Heat, because this is a very big game for them. Because if they go 0-7 on this stretch that we said will truly test their mettle, well, Vlad, the mettle has been tested and it is really, really bad. You got to stop the bleeding tonight.
You better hope you stop the bleeding.
Got to. It's a got to stop the bleeding game. I'm not saying you better hope. You got to go out there, give it your all. Of course, like I said, the Houston Rockets, they do have a lot to play for tonight. They are playing for seeding. They got pride, and they remember what happened last time when they came over here and the whole Tyler Hero getting into it with Kevin Durant. Although they dapped it up at the end of the game, you got a little motivation right there. And Eamon Thompson and Tyler Hero don't exactly get along, so that means the whole team doesn't get along with Tyler Hero. See if you can spark something.
And Ime's always he's always going to want his teams to have play any game with an edge. So I could see some texts happening here with both teams trying to scrap and scrap their way out of their doldrums. I know my Houston won yesterday against Atlanta, but during this homestand that they've had, they lost 2 to the Lakers, and it's been tough for them. You had Kevin Durant questioning what he should do when he has the ball and they're being trapped. And they lost to Miami already on national TV on Prime. So this could be a revenge get back game.
Yeah, but we're trying to stop the bleeding, and the Rockets are trying to kind of just solidify things because they're kind of on shaky ground.
They had bleeding. They stopped it a little bit. Both teams are stopping the bleeding. One just has a better patch right now.
Yeah.
The other one is just leaking oil in Miami. And they lose tonight 4 in a row, and then you play in San Antonio, and then God forbid you lose, and then Monday going to Cleveland for 2. That's going to be tough.
That is going to be tough.
You don't want to have a 7-game losing streak. You were 38-29. You were 9 games above 500, and you were in the 6th seed. Now you're 38-32.
So let's go Heat tonight. Let's go Hurricanes tomorrow. Vlad and I'll be with you later on in the week. For my cousin Vladimir Lewis, I am Dan Day. This has been Sports Day on 104.3 FM, WQAM.
Later, fools.
AC/DC